Okay.
Wow.
So it's definitely Firefox.
Oh yeah, Firefox is a terrible thing. I don't know why you would ever use it.
So
Everyone should be using Opera.
For a lot of things, it's good. Apparently, for YouTube, it's bad.
Yeah.
Opera is the way to go.
All right, so we're actually
VPN.
we're now live on YouTube.
I don't
People,
want someone controlling my VPNs. Any VPNs I'm using, I prefer to set up myself.
Yeah. I want to hear you on that one.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Hello and welcome to. Oh, are we even recording yet?
No, I'm still sitting up. The mic's not.
I can do that.
What? Why are you
Just
fooling around? Actually, I didn't know how that was going to turn out on the mics.
Why is this not? Okay, I'm ready.
It's going to be very okay. So for the actual recording of the podcast, I'm going to have to
fire it off every time.
No, I'm going to have to select the clip a little bit and then amplify it so it sounds.
Why am I recording this?
I don't know. We should be recording this right now as a blooper reel.
Right.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Out of the Basement podcast. My name, as always, is Devin Turak. Oh, damn it! There we go.
All over the mixer.
That's fine. With me, as always, is Patrick Gleason.
Hello. See, I'm professional. I know how to get done.
Okay, whatever. And of course, joining us again is Paul Sanders.
Hello.
And joining us for the first time in apparently 2 years, a friend of the show and frequent contributor.
Not anymore. I'm not frequent anymore.
Excellent. Now we got that out of the way. Let us get into this. Is our end of the season episode, or end of the year episode. So we're going to basically be talking about 2017. Or whoa!
What year are we doing?
So
Dev's like, I'm out of time, man.
I don't remember hopping into a TARDIS this morning.
I work for the Canada Revenue Agency, and so I've been dealing with 2017 tax returns for the last 2 or 3 weeks. So I've got 2017 on the brain. Anyway, this is our 2018 end of the year episode, and we're going to talk about all the cool stuff that happened over the course of the last year, all the cool stuff that came out that we watched or did, and then we'll kind of maybe talk about what our plans are for the future and maybe our news and rumors segment, and then perhaps Pat could turn down the volume.
I'm trying.
What happened to silence your mobile devices before we start?
It was the very first thing we said, actually. And I'm going to have to cut all this garbage out.
God damn it.
I don't think I've ever heard you cut out where you say, I'm going to cut this out, and then you actually cut
There we go. Jesus Christ.
Actually, there has been quite a bit that I have cut out, which you'll never know about because it's been cut out.
Yeah.
Whenever he says that, he leaves it in for comic relief.
Yeah. Like I will for this time. And also because it was a running gag for the longest time that I would always say I was going to edit things, but I never actually did.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that there was so much editing that I do before this episode goes, or any episode goes out.
Yep.
Okay, so let's start with our usual first segment, which is our weeks in the hobby. It's been maybe a month since we last recorded. The last episode we did record just went out last night. Unfortunately,
Took a while.
I'd forgotten about it. It was on my laptop.
Can I say?
Yeah, unfortunately, it was on the other laptop, the old laptop that we were using, because that was before we switched the new setup, the new system with the new mixer and the new mics. And we recorded it here. And then I think 2 days later, we recorded our, or maybe a week later, we recorded our review of the Clones episode, which has already gone out like a while ago.
Yeah.
Anyway,
the Westerns.
The Westerns. So, Paul, let's start with you.
Dwayne's the new guy.
Okay.
Well, not new guy.
Fine. We'll start with Dwayne. Dwayne, what have you been up to in the last 2.5 years?
Be nice.
Be specific.
we want actual dates too.
Well, trying.
Oh, that's right. I got to drink his beer too.
So. Yeah. The sound you heard, by the way, was just basically me providing sound effects because everybody has to open up a carbonated beverage for this podcast.
Not carbonated beverage, a beer.
And
we are looking for sponsors still. Just
an adult pop. We like to call it.
So what I've been up to in the hobby? Well, quite a bit of stuff, really. I mean, we'll be getting into it more in the year in review stuff, but for one of my particular joys, Marvel Universe movies, 2018 has been quite a year
Yeah, banner year.
for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I continue to be a faithful subscriber to the Marvel Unlimited service,
sorry, Paul.
which I highly recommend to Marvel fans on a budget anywhere, because fantastic
It's
value.
really cheap.
Well,
Compared to buying the actual.
I worked it out. I couldn't afford to buy 2 Marvel books a month based on what I pay for Marvel Universe for a year.
Question for you.
Marvel Unlimited.
Right. How much are comics? Because I haven't bought them for a while either.
Yeah.
We're averaging around $4 to $5
For Marvel.
a pop. No, but DC is up there as well.
No, I know,
Image
it's
is
just-
up there as well.
That's what I mean. It's just been.
So
I remember when they were a quarter.
Yeah.
so
Prices
Marvel.
gotta go up.
Marvel Unlimited has basically everything that they're currently publishing. It's just a 6-month time lag because they don't want to tick off the retailers. So I'm really far behind and stuff. Right now, I started exploring a number of crossovers. So
Right.
I wanted to read Secret Invasion because it's a big thing in Skrulls.
Yeah,
And,
that's
Skrulls are poised to be a bigger thing in the Marvel Cinematic Universe starting
that was
starting in
Captain
like
Marvel.
February or
yeah.
whatever.
Oh, in the comics, yeah.
So,
No, the cinematic
in the
universe.
cinematic
Well, yeah,
universe.
with Captain Marvel.
So right now I'm somewhere in 2009, meaning I'm about 9 years behind.
And also, isn't there is that after Secret Invasion's before Civil War II, isn't it?
Oh, way
Before
before
Civil War.
Way
Oh,
before.
Yeah.
So Secret Invasion led into Dark Reign,
Yeah.
where Norman Osborn became the law enforcement of the Marvel Universe.
Yes.
And if you know your comics, you realize just how freaking insane
Oh, come
that
on!
was.
What could go wrong?
Oh,
that,
yeah.
that was actually one of my favorites storylines. So like
Yeah.
they've been doing like these year-long arcs basically.
Well, it was more like a line-wide direction.
Yeah.
It wasn't direct crossovers and stuff, but the fact that you had the Green Goblin in charge
Of
of
Shield.
policing superhumans in the Marvel Universe.
Well, you get a thief to catch
Yeah.
a thief.
Well, I mean,
So if you want to catch a criminal, a psychotic lunatic supervillain, you obviously need to have a super villain,
Yeah.
psychotic
So-
in charge.
so I've been enjoying that. And so definitely still trying to keep up with comic book news and stuff. The big thing with Marvel right now is the latest sequel to the Infinity Gauntlet is
Yeah.
starting
Avengers,
up in that. Once again, Jim Starlin heavily involved, so it's nice that they keep the original creative forces around. And Dev does a super.
Isn't it? It's also the Russo brothers again.
Well, the Russo brothers are
4.
doing Avengers
4.
4.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the trailer?
Yes.
I don't watch
Yeah, I
trailers.
know you don't
for,
watch
for
trailers.
Avengers? No.
Do you mind if I mention the title?
I'm like,
Yeah.
how
So
about hold on. I'm gonna hit your mute button. As you talk.
Turn off your headset.
so, anyways,
Oh, but I can still hear it. Yeah.
Wait, I'm turning off my headset. Oh shit, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's still-
Doesn't help at all.
so yeah.
Just turn it
So
down.
in the comics, Thanos is a big thing.
Yes.
In the movies, of course,
He was meant to be the
come-
supervillain.
come April, they've moved up the premiere date for
From May?
Avengers 4 from May to April 26th,
Yes.
which is close enough to my birthday that I feel confident they were thinking of me.
Yeah, it's all about you.
It's all
Yeah,
about
absolutely. It's always all about me.
But no, I did see the trailer. I did like how they had the A
Yeah.
for the Avengers in the date.
Yes. So, you know,
It's not giving anything away.
and I mean, like, they're getting way too into this whole post credits thing because there was
Right.
basically a post credit scene in the trailer.
Yes.
but still, I loved the post credit scene in the trailer, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that works
Have you
out.
watched any of the Netflix Marvel ones this year? Test them.
I'm not as far behind as I used to be.
Okay.
But I'm still fairly far behind. I haven't seen Jessica Jones season 2 Iron Fist season 2 or Luke Cage season 2.
Okay, we just saw Daredevil season 3.
I have seen Daredevil season 2. I may prioritize Daredevil season 3 over the others because I've heard very good things. The reviews are basically saying it was more of a return to form after.
And actually, because I've watched them, Iron Fist season 2.
You can skip.
You can but it doesn't. The Daredevil season 3, there's not as much hot crossover as there was in the previous seasons.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if you watch Daredevil season 3. It's not going to give anything away for Jessica Jones season 2, Luke Cage season 2, or Iron Fist season 2.
And of those three, Luke Cage season 2 is by far the best.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would prioritize that one next.
Yeah.
I went from season 1 to season 2 of Luke Cage, and something happened in between, and I have no idea what happened. So did I miss something in one of the other shows?
Did you see Defenders?
No.
That's
probably
Okay, so
Okay.
that's a big
Do I
part
need
of
to
it.
watch the other one before I watch Defenders?
No, just watch.
Yes,
Like-
actually.
Oh, have you seen none of the other ones?
I haven't really watched any
Okay.
Jessica Jones.
So the thing
You'll be
I've watched
the
the other ones.
The thing with Luke Cage, and I believe we've all seen Luke Cage season 1, correct?
Yeah.
So the thing with Luke Cage is Luke Cage season 1 ends with him,
Going to jail.
facing up to the fact that
Yeah.
he's an escaped felon,
Mhm.
and he goes back to jail until his name can get cleared. Defenders is where he gets out of prison.
Yes.
So that's why you might find the start of Luke Cage season 2 a little bit confusing.
Yeah, it was.
Because-
okay. At least I just didn't know
Yeah.
what
But
I had to watch next. to
Really,
get back
it
in.
does kind of boil down as far as effects. There's only really for Luke Cage 2 things that come out of Defenders. 1, he gets out of jail.
Yes.
2, he becomes buddies with a guy named Danny Rand.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And really, that's about it.
Pat, multiple devices? You
Multiple
turn the
devices.
volume off of?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Well, because I'm seeing we have 2 people who are watching us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm one of them.
It's a lie.
oh,
Wow.
boy.
Now, have you actually advertised the fact that we are live?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
My mom is calling me, so maybe I'm just going to.
But yeah,
Yeah.
and then
So-
Dwayne, you don't have to see because in the first
Yeah.
ones they try to do more of a crossover.
Yeah.
In this one, you don't need to see.
Yeah. So
If-
I'm not sure. Like, I've heard iffy things about Jessica Jones season 2, which I think is a shame. Season 1 was quite good, if dark as hell. But
Yeah, season 2 is not.
Iron Fist season 2, I really want to see because I've heard they do some really great things with Colleen Wing. So
That's the only reason to watch it.
I really liked Colleen Wing in the first season.
Yes.
I didn't mind Danny, but I thought his supporting cast was a little bit stronger than the actual character of Danny Rand.
And
So
it's better this season 2 is better,
yeah, I've heard that.
but it's still weaker. It's still the weakest one.
So Luke Cage season 2, I've heard was good. Now, of course, the main thing is that it's become apparent that Netflix is shutting down their arrangement with Marvel.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Because Daredevil season, they were talking about season 4.
So yeah, the writers' room was already preparing for season 4.
So was Charlie Cox. He's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, great, I'm into this." Oh,
So I think that's a shame. It's really not unexpected. I mean, why would Netflix continue a producing partnership with Disney when Disney wants to be a competitor to Netflix?
Yes.
It doesn't really make any sense. Now they've stated that I was really pessimistic when I heard about the Daredevil cancellation, and I was thinking that they might just dump the shows off of Netflix altogether. But no, they're not going to do that. The already done seasons will basically live on Netflix until the end of time.
yeah. And the
So-
only one that's going to be coming out new
Wait.
is Punisher season 2.
Punisher season 2 and Jessica Jones season 3.
Yeah,
They are both in production, and I fully expect that as soon as they're done,
They'll be
they'll be
canceled.
announced to be canceled.
Right,
Yes.
of course.
So yeah. So
Did you see Ant-Man and the Wasp this year?
oh heck yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
I mean,
I remember when Dwayne and I went to see the first Ant-Man movie, and we recorded a podcast
After-
immediately afterwards.
Yeah.
We
Well-
started the podcast in the theater before it started, and then continued in the car afterwards. It was super fun.
Yeah, the neat thing was that your little handheld recorder
Yeah.
actually did a decent job of limiting the background noise in the
Absolutely.
theater because that was loud.
Yeah, actually, well, no, his small one worked better than our old mics,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is weird. It's like, okay, your handheld
So-
device.
But I spent
So-
like $120 on the handheld, and I spent $75 on each of the individual mics with the mic stand.
Okay.
So there's a difference.
Marvel movies. I don't get out to the movies as much as I would like to, but I did get out to see Black Panther. I actually got to go see another preview screening of Black Panther, and that was an interesting experience because it was definitely the most security that I've ever seen involved in one. And I've been to like 3 different preview screens.
Oh, they
of movies
really had
where I was seeing it on Wednesday. The movie was coming out on a Friday.
Yeah.
And that I saw Ant-Man with Dev here.
Mhm.
I saw the 300 sequel on another one, and I got to see Black Panther.
Have you seen Incredibles 2?
I have seen Incredibles 2
Because I figured
because I have a
Maddie,
daughter.
yeah, I was going to say because you have a young daughter, she'd be.
Yeah. So-
I don't have a daughter. I've seen Incredibles too. It was
I-
incredible.
I have
Yeah.
to see.
So got to see Black Panther. They were, relieving people of cell phones, checking
Good.
people with metal detectors as you went into the theater. But I got to say, for the Marvel Universe, strong year. Loved Black Panther. Thought it was fantastic. Loved Ant-Man and the Wasp for different reasons. And I also really enjoyed Infinity War. Although, interestingly enough, I'd say it'd be the one I enjoyed the least of the 3 Marvel
Really?
films.
Oh.
It was good. But, I mean, I think in the future, I'll want to be watching like Infinity War and Avengers 4 kind of back to back because it's really one story
Yeah.
and that. And
I mean, the other ones that came after, they really only sort of tease into the. I mean, like Ant-Man and Wasp. It's just a
Still haven't
small.
seen
It's
it?
a small reference.
well,
at the
Ant-Man
last
and Wasp
30
is
seconds of the movie, right?
the only MCU
Came out
film
afterwards.
to come after Infinity War so far.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel will be the second.
Yeah,
But Captain Marvel is set in the
Leading into-
1990s.
Right.
Oh, yeah, it's because
Yeah,
So-
they at the very end of it, they might have another 30-second that ties into the end of Infinity War.
It might
30-second
It might
thing,
be a little bit more
you know?
because the core of Captain Marvel is
It's
a lot of
background.
it is Nick Fury.
Yeah, but
Yes.
it's also background.
So
well,
yeah.
screw the scrolls and that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all the background.
So yeah, TV and stuff besides the Netflix stuff. I started getting into The Gifted, which is Fox's.
Yeah,
It's not the X-Men.
Patrick's
I
talked about it a lot, and so does
really
Dev.
like
Yeah.
It's good stuff. Stephen Moyer, who plays the Strucker Patriarch. I've always liked his work. I was a big fan of True Blood.
So
back
now
in the
I have
day.
that. The Strucker one, is he better than they did in the Captain America, or sorry, the Avengers: Age of Ultron? Because Strucker in that one was like so.
Completely different.
Yeah.
Completely different. For one thing, this Strucker doesn't have any connections to Hydra or except very peripherally because apparently his grandparents were involved with the Nazis.
Okay, so here's something to know, because I know you guys, Dev said it and Patrick likes it, but is there any connection at all between the Gifted and the MCU or
No.
Agents of Shield?
No. Because The Gifted is a Fox property. The deal
Oh, then we're
the
talking
deal for Fox
they
is going through, but it's slowly and until I start seeing a Fox property come out under a Disney banner, that's when I'll believe that the deal has finally gone completely through. Until then, something could go wrong.
Well, it does help their shares go up in value too, right? This
Oh
talk
yeah,
of-
no doubt. So I'm checking out The Gifted. I've managed to stay up to date on The Flash. Been enjoying The Flash this year.
It's on Netflix. I'm gonna start watching it.
Yeah, that's the only place in Canada you can watch it. Actually, CTV dumped The Flash.
Right.
They
It's
kept
crazy.
They also dumped Arrow too.
No, they kept Arrow. Arrow has moved to Space, but Space
Oh.
is a Bell. Space is a Bell Media property.
Yeah.
So it's just they have Arrow on Space. I believe Legends of Tomorrow is also on Space.
No cable.
Yeah.
And so Supergirl is on Showcase, which is a Shaw company, global.
Yeah.
And
I want it on streaming because
I'm a little bit behind there.
I have 3 streaming services now.
Oh yeah, Crave, Netflix, and
Netflix, Amazon Prime, and YouTube Premium.
Oh, you went YouTube Premium?
Yeah.
Okay, that's an interesting choice. Have you found decent stuff on there?
Yeah, I found. I'll talk about it in a bit
Okay,
there. But
cool. So a little bit behind there. This weekend marks the start of the now annual Arrowverse crossover. So looking forward to that. Although I'm really not sure how that's going to work out because the way things work, like I said, Supergirl is on Showcase, but in the States they've swapped Supergirl with The Flash so that The Flash is airing tomorrow night on the CW. Arrow is airing Monday as usual, and then it's finishing off with Supergirl on Tuesday. Again, like I said, on the CW. Now in Canada,
you don't get them all on the same
we're
channel.
kind of a little bit shafted because, well, like I said, Supergirl's on Showcase, so I don't know what Showcase is going to do with this episode of Supergirl. Arrow will be airing as normal on Space on Monday, but Netflix Canada does not air The Flash until 2 days after.
Yes, because I guess it's an agreement they have. It seems with
at least it's not as bad as Black Lightning.
Oh yes, I know.
Black Lightning is a solid week.
Yes, it's like, I hate that. It's like
very
Well, just wait 4 days and then watch.
no,
it
it's because it's a TV show on the actual one. They don't have the right to show it right away, so they have to wait a week before they it was the agreement thing they signed, right? It's same as the ones they did a couple other ones where Riverdale is another one.
Yeah.
Riverdale's again, it's like I can't remember when it plays in the States, but Netflix gets it a week later.
Yeah. So so the fun thing is that in Canada, like Black Lightning and The Flash are now listed as Netflix originals,
Which are not.
because
Well, sorry,
Netflix,
they're
Netflix
originals
Canada is the originating quote unquote broadcaster
of it. Yes.
in Canada. So for Canada, they are Netflix originals because you can't get them.
It seems like a lot of the Asian, the Korean or Chinese movies, Netflix originals because they're the originating broadcaster in Canada, so they can technically say Netflix original.
Right.
Yeah.
Same as the Chris Pine medieval one, Outlaw King.
Yeah. So
I thought maybe they had
with
books for it.
television, that's pretty much where I'm at. Behind as usual with most things. I am still up to date on Murdoch Mysteries though. So
Well, I'm also behind the times for a lot of movies.
I gave up after 7 seasons, I think, of Murdoch Mysteries.
yeah,
We're
well,
on to,
I mean,
15 or 16 now.
12.
Oh, it's only 12.
Season 12. But I mean, one of the things I get a kick out of with Murdoch is that it started out on Rogers. They canceled it after 5 seasons. CBC picked it up. It's the highest rated actual original Canadian drama on television, and it's been on CBC now for 7 years.
Right.
2 years longer than on Rogers. So it's
good.
It's kind of cool.
Good for
And
Canadian.
I get a kick out of actual quality Canadian content.
Yes.
And that. On that note, there's a YouTube channel called Encore, which is really quite amusing. It has stuff like it's got old Degrassi Junior Highs on there. But one of the things I'm looking for right now is they've started putting on Wayne and Schuster
Oh, okay.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
on there.
Oh, come on.
That was,
What do you mean
that was
screwed up?
old when I was young.
Yeah, but
Yes,
it's still
it was.
it's still funny. It's same as the Carol Burnett show. Some of the stuff up there with Tim
Uh, Yeah. Conway.
Conway and that is still classic. I mean,
I mean, like,
like that.
I mean, like, you rewatch the Shakespearean baseball game today, and it still works
Yes.
because it's Shakespearean dialogue in a baseball game. It doesn't matter that this was done like
Whenever.
over 30 years ago,
No.
40 years ago. It's Shakespearean dialogue. So
Hey, if the
it's-
skit works well, it works well. It's same as WKRP's Thanksgiving turkey one.
Oh my
I
god.
swear to God, I thought
Turkeys can fly. Yes, I mean it's still one of the funniest ones out there, and every year people play it again because why? It's still really funny, you know. So yeah,
So,
I agree.
yeah,
I've
some
always-
some comedy can stand the test of time. I find a lot of Wayne and Schuster does.
well, because they did do topical humor, but they said it in a way that it wasn't too topical. Like nowadays, a lot of humor is you have to know, okay, this is what's going on right now in the world, because we're talking about these people. So 10 years down the line, you're like, oh yeah, all right.
But I mean, like, you know, you have Wayne and Schuster doing a parody of Star Trek.
Mhm.
It still works because they were doing the parody like 5 years after Trek went off the air.
Yeah, and also everyone still knows Star Trek.
And and everyone still knows Star Trek and that. Gaming wise,
You're still doing the D&D,
still doing the D&D.
but your Shadowrunner's died.
Yeah, although I'm hoping one of these days to get back to it. It's just the time is hard to come by.
I'll let you know that besides Skype, there's this thing called Tabletop Simulator, which Dev and Paul and I have tried.
Well, what I've been doing a lot of lately, I believe I've mentioned Roll20 before on the podcast. So I've been playing on Roll20 and using Discord.
Exactly. That's
as a chat client.
Exactly. Yes.
That's working really quite well. What I'm really involved with on there right now is Earth Dawn, which I'm
third
I know
edition?
you two remember. Fourth.
Oh, that's right. Because yeah.
So, so I've been doing that for close to a year now, and it's what they call it a West Marches style campaign. And so the way it works is there's a pool of players, there's a pool of game masters, and basically the players can suggest a story. They call it starting a rumor, and that. And a storyteller will pick up on that and
use it as a
offer to run it and set like the circle that it's aimed at, circle being the same as a D&D level and that. And about 4 or 5 players will get involved. The adventures only last one evening.
Oh, okay, so it's no multi.
Yeah. And now oftentimes you'll end up playing with the same guys over and over again because of, well, that's the players who happen to have characters at that particular level.
Right.
But the way it works is if you played that night and you're able to play the next week, fantastic. If life gets in the way and you come back 2 months later, hey, great to have you back. And
But
so it works.
The one like you'll be playing back at your level as opposed to I've lost.
Exactly. So I find it's really great because I find it hard to commit to a regular type weekly thing.
Yeah.
But
Having a child, what's the matter with you? Come on, jeez, Dwayne, a wife and a child.
Yeah,
come
yeah.
True dedication.
Yeah.
on.
I know where are my priorities.
Exactly.
But so that's been great. I actually volunteer. I'm the quote unquote character head. I help people make their characters and I approve the characters for play.
So I have a question
Okay.
about it. What's the big difference between third and fourth? Is there like huge differences or just like small little fix-ups?
From what people have told me,
we're getting hang on a
it's-
second.
There's some big differences. I don't know second or third in Earth Dawn at all.
Yeah.
Back when we played, we were actually playing first.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that. So like
1 second, Dwayne. Pat, I know Paul and Dev have their faces hidden. They're happy with that. They like their faces hidden.
Listen,
Yeah.
our mic stands are in the way.
Yes.
This is how it is.
Blame Paul for building them that way.
Yeah, that's right. Blame Paul for going to all the trouble to build this beautiful bit of
Yes,
hardware for us.
Blame you for not putting the camera high enough.
If any of you guys are ever interested, even to just try it out for a session, nice thing about the format, if you just want to try it out for a session, hey, no
Send us the info because I always liked Earth Dawn.
The big difference between first and fourth is that Karma Ritual is no longer like a talent or a skill. It's just something that you do every morning to replenish your karma pool.
Oh.
So at the start of the day, essentially, you always start off with a full karma pool. Now, karma is much the same as you guys would remember. Windlings have an ungodly amount of it. Humans are next up.
Hey, Patrick.
Followed by dwarves and elves and orcs and the trolls and the obsidian.
Yes, I still remember Snuff and Snuff.
Yes.
Actually, one thing I liked about Earth Dawn, which was always the fact that the more you used your own weapon, like you would be able to, that became part of your legend.
Yep.
And it became part of your story, and it would pick up magical abilities. Dev's having fun. We're going to be doing a trivia game later on in case you're wondering what those sounds are.
So we've actually got that going on. Basically, every adventure, we abstracted it, you earn threat item points. And you can trade in threat item points for a threat item. And then as you move forward, you can spend more points to upgrade the item.
Oh, that's pretty
cool.
So
that reflects that your threat items are growing with your legend. And
you're still doing Patrick's.
Still doing the every second Wednesday D&D 3.5 campaign, and it's been a lot of fun. Right now, Pat seems to be having us gearing up for a heist.
Yes,
against a cloud giant who's unbelievably paranoid and has turned his place into basically a fortress with more magical traps than you can shake a stick at.
So if you ever get the Shadowrun going again, let me know.
Because I will.
I like my mage detective.
It was a lot of fun. Shadowrun, meanwhile, has been putting out new supplements, advanced magic rules, advanced matrix rules, that sort of thing. Not surprising. That's gaming company currently. Also, as far as role-playing games, still kind of waiting for the new Dragon-Blooded book for Exalted Third Ed to come out because it's been slow.
Yeah.
But I've been really quite happy going back to Earth Dawn with the FASA guys. It took a while, but they've actually been putting out a good amount of stuff. They've almost completed their Kickstarter obligations.
Yeah, I received
almost.
No, I received like 3 more books just a couple of months ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's 1 more book out of the 5 that they promised. Actually, it was more than 5. I think it was 6 or 7.
The only thing I'm happy with FASA is they're getting the original licenses back for BattleTech, for the Locust, and
that's not FASA though. If it's BattleTech, it's Catalyst Labs.
Oh, Catalyst Labs. Okay, sorry.
So
never mind.
So all that's been fun. In computer gaming, I picked up a blast from the past on a Steam sale, Neverwinter Nights.
Great game.
And that. So I actually still have my media for it, but the game is so old that installing it on a modern computer is trouble. So I figured, it'd be worth the money just to have a copy that I know would work.
Yeah.
And I've got SteamOS installed on a partition on my box at home.
I had to drink a little beer fast because I didn't want the other one to go flat.
Yeah,
that's why.
Yeah.
Sure.
And that. Also, still playing the Harebrained Schemes Shadowrun stuff. I'm on Hong Kong, and I'm trying to finish off the
that's right.
the supporting characters side quests.
Okay.
And that because
is that multiplayer?
It's not.
No.
Actually, going back to
damn it, I wish it was because I want to play Shadowrun multiplayer.
There is a Shadowrun multiplayer game you can get.
It's shutting down though.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I saw a notice of that.
Okay.
Of a Shadowrun game.
Put up by a completely different company.
The servers. It was a notification that the servers were being shut down.
Okay.
I came across it when I was searching for the game to buy during the Steam sale.
Right.
Although going back to that Neverwinter Nights you were talking about, there's another game that's very similar to that. It's sort of like a more modern version. Divinity, Original Sin 2, apparently is supposed to be really good. I actually wanted to get you guys to see if you can play, because you can play it multiplayer.
Yep.
So
That's a name.
I have the original Divinity Sin. I do not have the second one, although I did see that it went on sale
yeah,
down
just
to like $40.
yeah, just a little. Just last
sorry,
week.
a couple weeks
Oh, no,
ago.
Dwayne, have you ever played Defiance?
No.
You remember the TV show?
Yes, I do. And I know the two tied into each other.
Yeah.
Yes,
it's very
yeah.
cool.
Because we've tried a few times. Well, we've played a few times. It's been a while since we've played it. We have characters going,
since you've played it.
since I played it, but now I have a new laptop and I've played. But I was gonna. Now we're doing other stuff as well. We're doing Star Wars as
Right.
well.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in Defiance, we've tried once every 2 months to play.
Yeah.
Dev and I play a little
My
bit more
problem,
frequently.
my problem, of course, is that I don't have a Windows box,
Yeah.
and I don't really intend to get one. And
Can't you?
so
You can
it's
do
a question-
emulator with the.
It depends. Like I'd have to look it up.
Okay.
It's quite possible that a fairly popular MMO like Defiance would end up someone would put the effort in to try to get it working under Wine
Right.
properly. But
They might have a
I
Linux version.
I can't say for sure. Be interesting to look it up. But,
Although the thing is, they moved on to 2050, and I just loaded up Defiance for the first time in 2 months, and it didn't try to update.
No.
So it looks like any sort of work that was being planned has all been shifted to 2050.
What?
And the
Oh,
old
yeah.
Defiance has
No.
no more support.
Yeah, there
Oh,
is no
shit.
more support.
Because we like the original. We don't like the
Yeah,
2050. It's not
the
as
new one is just. It's
yeah, I
terrible.
think actually, didn't you guys discuss
We did.
that on
We did.
one of the
Yeah.
recent,
The
Yes.
last episode.
semi-recent podcast
Yes.
episodes? Good.
we always overlap a lot of times.
But yeah, so sorry to
No,
take
no,
up
get-
so much time,
dude,
but
it's all right. It's been
we're-
2 years.
it's been 2 years.
35 minutes now into this recording.
So yeah, so
That's at least a quarter or half of what we usually.
But remember, it is the end stuff. So
Yeah.
this is like the first part
Yeah.
because Dwayne's catching up.
Yeah.
They were catching
So-
everyone else up to date.
Yeah,
yeah.
I actually have almost nothing to
Yeah, so do I.
to talk about.
Good.
And Pat doesn't either. So let's move on to
Whoa!
segment
Actually,
two.
I do because now I have, like I was telling Dwayne, YouTube Premium.
Right.
Because I started watching Cobra Kai.
Yes,
I've heard good
the
things.
the Karate Kid.
Karate Kid
follow-up.
follow-up. And the first two were free.
Uh-huh.
But then the third one was like, oh, you have to have YouTube Premium. Now they're switching it for their actual original stuff. They're putting it so you actually don't have to have YouTube Premium to be able to watch some of their original content.
So they're basically they're putting ads in and they're
Yeah.
putting it up on
Exactly. But now the thing is, because I have YouTube Premium, there's another show that came up, which is more in line with what we normally talk about. It's a science fiction one called Origin. Sort of.
I've seen a lot of things for work.
One of the I can't remember which one, but one of the actors I follow on social media has been talking about Origin.
Yeah. So what it is again, Earth. It's sort of combining a bit of Prometheus Prometheum, where there's an ark that's been sent from Earth to the nearest system to inhabit. Now, Earth has still got people. It's not dead, but it's sending off this ark to go somewhere else, colonize. All of a sudden, these people wake up, and the ship's been deserted. Like there's no crew, no other people around, and they're trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
Well, how many people wake up then?
10.
Okay.
And then they kill one guy off accidentally at the start. Because they're idiots.
So it's almost like dark matter.
Yeah, so you have no idea who these other people are because you're in sleeping tubes.
Right.
You wake up and you're trying to figure out who they are. And they all have backgrounds. And they do let's do the flashbacks to some of the people to figure out what's going on.
Thanks so much for bringing up Dark Matter, by the way.
Oh,
And,
God, one of the
sure,
greatest,
stab me in the heart.
greatest
once again.
shows ever to
Yeah.
come out of Canada.
So anyways, Origin is interesting. I've started watching a few of the shows. And yeah, I like it. So I recommend it as one of those shows to watch on YouTube. But again, like I said, now they're getting rid of the fact that you have to have premium to watch some of their original stuff.
Yeah.
So I like it. The big reason I got the YouTube Premium though is no more ads. Oh my god! And I don't have to worry about ads.
I have a question. This is not really related to anything, but has anybody followed the Rookie?
No, I
Yes.
want to see that. I want to see that one. I was gonna.
Yeah,
that's-
I've caught
Imagine-
bits of it.
Nathan
Yeah.
Fillion's
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm mostly. I think I'm like one episode behind, or maybe
Yeah.
two.
see the
But I've been enjoying it quite a bit.
The other one I've watched on YouTube Premium is The Good Cop with Tony Danza, playing a father who's a corrupt, one of the best known, like most famous corrupt cops out there, whose son is super. I follow the law for everything.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, and he's also like super nerdy.
Oh, super nerdy.
I tried watching it. I got through maybe like the first episode and halfway through the second and said I can't watch this anymore.
I watched the Lethal Weapon both seasons.
Those were very good.
Those are good. Unfortunately, there's not neither one's going around for this season 3.
What?
Okay, so the actor who plays Riggs, I can't remember his name, Dwayne.
Clayne Crawford.
He had a lot of issues on set.
Okay.
Like, okay, it's hard to tell because it's a he said thing between him and Damon Williams. But it looks
Damon Wayans.
Damon Williams. He looks like he's
That doesn't get anyone's name right.
I don't get it right.
No, never.
Ever.
Ever.
Never.
I'm lucky he says my name right.
Sure,
Or
Dev.
mine.
See, I get Dev Rom.
Uh-huh.
Dev Rom. Maybe it's payback for it earlier. But he had a lot of problems on set. He had like temper issues and a whole bunch of other things. So they fired him after season 2.
Really?
Oh yeah, they you're done, gone. And then but then Damon, he also said he's not coming back for season 3.
So at that
to
point, why don't you
Mark's
just cancel the show?
I believe
really.
he is leaving partway through.
Yes,
season
partway
3.
through 3. Yes, he started it, but then
God.
he's like, okay, I'm done. Which is like, so Martin and Riggs
You
is gone.
right.
And then
The only part of Lethal Weapon?
Yeah, it's like, but it's not the whole point.
Yeah. At that
Um,
point, just cancel the show.
Cancel the show.
That's probably what's going to happen. Although it did work well, like for a TV show,
Mhm.
I
They,
liked
they,
it.
they did a really good job with
They
it.
did like
There were episodic shows, but
It's still
there was still like an overrunning
overall
theme.
season
Yep.
scene,
and
and
just poor casting.
No, the casting was great.
Casting was
the
good.
two of them
Well-
were fantastic together.
and
It's just
Well,
a shame they
I
had
think-
in the background issues.
Yeah, I guess.
I find it interesting when that sort of thing happens because it's happened a number of times across different forms of
Well,
entertainment.
okay,
I
look-
mean,
one of the famous ones I like, Heat. Al Pacino and Robert De Niro for the scene in the cafe. They're not actually there
Right.
together. They filmed it individually because they still didn't get along then. So it was a stand-in for when Al Pacino was there for someone to play Robert De Niro's part. When it was Robert De Niro's scene, it was a stand-in for Al Pacino. So you're like,
Yeah.
wait, that works so well.
I didn't know that.
It's
My classic example of it is Simon and Garfunkel in music.
yes.
These are two guys who, when they would work together, the alchemy was just perfect. But one of my favorites was I saw a documentary on Paul Simon, and some interviewer, I don't know who they were, but he goes, "Paul, I gotta say, both you and Art sound so much better together than either one of you do apart."
Sure.
And stuff. But behind the scenes,
Yeah. Well,
it's,
see, my
that's-
favorite for that is Pink Floyd.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I know nothing about Pink Floyd.
Okay, David Gilmour and Roger Waters refused to do anything together again.
Yeah.
They could get the wall between East Germany and West Germany to be taken down, but they could get not those guys to do a live performance for Bring Down the Wall. They refused to. So you're like, okay, wait a minute. We've managed to get countries that have not been together for 50 fucking years to work together. Your two egos will not let you sit in the same room
That's right.
to redo one of your own songs.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
And but then Nathan Fillion also had an issue with
Stanokatic.
yes. Well, actually, it's more Stana had an issue with Nathan from what I heard. He
Yeah,
was
well, the
Nathan was-
rumors are, and I've never been able to see them confirmed or denied or whatever. The rumors are that early on in the show, Fillion and Caddick ended up in a relationship.
and it didn't end
did
well.
not end. It did not end well.
Which is why
and-
you never at work dip your ink.
But I give them.
You can't get names right. You can't get idioms right.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck
I
that.
give them credit.
I'm with the guy from
because-
Boondock Saints. make like a leaf and fuck off.
The thing is, and that reminds me of something that is kind of amusing. But from what I understand, the relationship ended like around season 3. The show went on for 8 years.
Yes.
And as far as the product on the screen,
Great.
fine, good stuff. And was there ever a word spoken out of school by either party?
During that time, no. It was only the
there
last.
wasn't.
It was only the last season where it went a little
Well,
sideways.
Yeah, and that was because ABC was doing weird things with contract negotiations, and it was complete baloney.
Well, the other one is also Blade 3, where Wesley Snipes was in his trailer getting high most of the time, smoking weed, and wouldn't talk to the director, would put out Post-it notes.
Yeah, well, Snipes is an odd duck,
Yes.
without a doubt.
But
But,
Patton Oswalt did a great interview about it.
Yeah, you were mentioning make like a
Nonsense.
tree and get out of here and stuff, which is
Well, actually, that's
yeah.
It's Back to the
I know,
Future.
I know.
Fuck off!
Yeah, but
Not
the
PG
guy who
13.
played Biff Tannen in Back to the Future
Yes.
is actually on Legends of Tomorrow. Currently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. As
Yeah.
an older.
He's playing Citizen Steele's dad,
Okay.
who happens to be in charge of the budget for the Time Bureau.
Oh, I was gonna say,
So-
before we start the best of and worst of 2018
You mean also known as segment 2?
segment 2, I was gonna
Sorry.
say we should all raise our glasses, or what
Yeah,
for
I need-
Steve Stan Lee.
Indeed.
And again, yes, I know there's always background stuff going on with that. But the thing is, still, yes, he had his own issues, but he did help make Marvel what it is today.
Absolutely. Like that's the thing. Like I think
What are his own issues? Are we talking bottom pinching?
No. The things with Jack Kirby
Oh,
and
right,
other
yeah.
ones. There was
and that stuff. It was kind of reported later that the company that employed these health workers
yeah.
and supposedly made the
Allegations.
allegations was attempting to extort money
Nice.
from
Yeah.
Lee.
Again, okay. When
So-
the last year, there's been a lot. I'm not talking about that because he was 90-something years old then.
95.
Yeah,
95.
and there was issues with his carekeeper, his attorney,
Right.
and it's all that sort of stuff.
I am.
What I was
I'm deeply afraid that it's going to be one of these things where, like, the pack of hyenas is going to be scrabbling after the
But
corpse.
so
of
what I
the
was more
state.
referring to is yes, that earlier with some of the days of Marvel with Kirby and all that, where there was some personality conflicts and stuff. No one's perfect,
Yeah.
but again, what he helped bring about with Marvel
Yeah.
and then DC having to go, oh, we better change some stuff because look at what Marvel's doing now.
Well, I mean, I think the way I put it at the time, like when he passed, was there's going to be arguments over the exact extent of his contribution to early Marvel till the end of time, or when someone actually invents practical time travel to go back and
Prove it.
find out what
Yeah.
exactly happened. But Marvel would not have been Marvel without. I mean, the best way to show this, I can't remember which comic writer said it, but you look at Fantastic Four with Lee and Kirby, then you look at New Gods with Kirby, and it's pretty obvious how much of a voice Stan
Lee
had with
yes.
Fantastic Four.
Well, no, exactly. It's like, yes, it was incredible. Like, yes, Kirby was a great artist. Kirby was an amazing
Unbelievably talented man.
and
But
but
Without-
Stan Lee, without Stan Lee as well, and also like I remember growing up. I'm old, but Stan's bullpen,
Mhm.
like that was a great way for
Yeah.
artists and writers and all that to put a little bit of their own little view.
Well,
Yeah.
I got into comics in the early 80s when I started actually collecting stuff with Alpha Flight. And Stan, by that point, was in his publisher role.
Yes.
And so the only real input he had in the comics were those Stan Soapbox articles. And I remember them. And I remember even as a kid, I thought they were kind of hokey. But his enthusiasm for the subject and his obvious love for the fan base were obvious even to 10-year-old me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you look at it, yeah, they were hokey, but yeah, like you said, they were from the heart. And I'll let you have go ahead.
Yeah.
Would you like a
So-
small glass for that, Dwayne?
Yeah, I think I'll like you for a small glass. but yeah, so it's
Clunk, clunk, clunk.
What?
Nothing?
His little tiny.
Oh yes. Yeah. So Pat, where's the little thimble that you want him to drink from?
No.
Yeah.
You're not going to forgive me for that, are you?
Never.
no.
Never, sir.
All right. So as
I have stuff to talk about deaths in fandom for when we're doing the year in reviews.
okay.
All right. Should
All
we?
right, so let's move on to our next segment. Normally we've been using rumors, but since it's the end of the
Sorry.
end of the year,
Was there anything else you're wanting to talk about?
No, he's done.
The hobby?
no, he's not.
No, don't let.
Oh, you're done.
You're
Oh,
done.
I guess I'm done. Thanks. Yeah.
So segment 2. Normally it would be weeks in the hobby, but since it's the end of the year review, sorry, no, it's not. News and rumors.
Well, get right then, Mister.
But since
if you're gonna cut
it's
me
fine.
off,
I'm gonna edit it.
If you're
and it's gonna say. And now on to segment 2.
yeah, except we're live.
He's not.
No,
He's not
that's
gonna.
fine.
He's not.
Yeah,
gonna-
but
I'm gonna edit. You don't know.
Never fucking edit.
Incorrect.
Besides Matt, is there anyone actually watching the live stream?
I'm sure there's a couple
There
people.
might be a couple people.
I'm not online to check, so
Yeah, I'm not.
I put the word out on Facebook that it was happening. If people want to join us, great. If not, listen to the podcast later, no problem.
Yeah.
It'll be edited and it will sound professional. Anyway, on to segment 2.
Not bad.
No news and rumors. Instead, our year in the
Well, so
our
we
year in
can
review.
still do news and rumors. That's segment 3.
No, segment 3 is our fun trivia game that we're going to be doing.
Oh, well, no. Normally it's news and rumors in segment 3.
Incorrect.
Yeah.
Segment 2 is news and rumors. Segment 3 is our roundtable discussion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
So do I?
It's only been 4 years. I think by now you'd know the format.
Do I pay attention?
You don't even listen.
You're
to
here
the
every
podcast.
time.
Oh, just because I'm here. I'm old. I have what?
There's only 2 episodes that you've ever missed, and both those episodes were recorded in Chicago.
And speaking of, that's news and rumors.
That's news and rumors. That's for news and rumors for next year.
Next
That's-
year. You can talk about it in January.
That's right.
You can, considering how long you've been planning for that trip, you
Yeah.
could probably discuss it in your year in review.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I don't need to plan for
This is the first time
I
I'm
know
going.
you don't, but it's new for him.
It's
that
new
guy.
for me. First time this year I'm actually going to Adepticon.
Oh, Pat, you have officially been extended a invitation to come and join the outer circle in the anonymous tabletop recording.
Oh, I
Yeah,
feel
was-
privileged.
I was talking to Dave today. He was the guest on today's Geek Fights that I just finished
Oh.
recording, and we had a little chat about the Adepticon recording that's coming up.
Right on. I cannot wait to go. So this is the first year I'm going to be going. Thanks to
Oh,
Deborah.
so you're actually going to be talking about it now?
Well, yeah, well, because it is a big thing.
We've only talked about it on every episode since you.
No, now it's
decided to
official.
go.
I've got my events signed
Oh, I
up
see.
and everything.
Okay.
I received my little miniatures from Geek Nations. So
No. Say it right.
Geek Nation Tours.
That's right.
Fine. But yes, we received models and everything, so it's a really great deal.
That's only the first of like a wave of models that are going to be showing up.
I know.
I think there's 3 or 4 different
Yeah.
game companies that are each sending out.
So I gotta
models
start
to paint.
painting.
Yeah.
Like I said, for the next time we do the Star Wars Legion, I now have Han Solo miniature in the cards.
I have a Boba Fett.
Oh, you fucker.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, you bastard.
I'm super happy, and I'm really looking forward to putting it together and painting it. Although maybe I'll say, Paul,
Yes.
do you
Paul-
want to do me a favor?
Paul's our go-to
and,
guy
and,
for.
and make this look super pretty for the table.
He's our
I can do
great
that,
painter. Paul's our good painter for stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I'm an okay painter. I mean, I can make it look good on a tabletop.
If you run low on time, you can always recruit Gavin again.
Well, Gavin will put them together.
That's right.
Gavin's my guy to put them
I don't
together.
know if I have him painted for us.
Okay.
And Paul's a good painter.
Yeah. And
So
Paul will make it look good up close.
Yes.
I will
Yes.
make it look okay on the table.
I'm the same for my orcs. They look good. On
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
there.
when there's like 40 of them all in a jumble.
Yeah, when you start picking them, they're like, wait, what? No, just put.
Yeah, just put them back there.
And so, all right. So we're gonna go. Let's do the. You want to start best or the worst first?
Let's do best first, then worst.
All right.
I by the way, I have done no prep
Preparation.
work for
Neither
this
have I,
at all.
so this
When
is
do we
good.
do prep work?
No, but the problem is my worsts are going to be like, I don't know,
Okay, well,
Yeah,
I have a few lists of worst, which you're not gonna like.
I have one.
Yeah,
list.
yours
I have
is
one
like
on my list.
Solo will be on one
Yes.
of your worst, the
Yep.
worst movie. That's the worst movie you've seen this year.
Yes,
Solo is the worst movie.
because I haven't seen Justice League yet.
First of all, Justice League was last year. First of all,
Was it
Yeah,
last year?
2017.
I saw Justice
Oh, did it?
League
They-
on
they-
an
they-
airplane.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
So we'll start with you,
and it was great.
Dev, because you
I
didn't really have
enjoyed it.
anything to talk about for new stuff.
I mean, I could come up with stuff to talk about. I won't.
Okay, so the best this year of 2018
Of what?
Well,
What's
let's
the
go with
topic?
categories. Let's start with movies.
movies.
Movies are an obvious one. So
I don't know if I can pick best movie for this year. I've seen a fair number of them.
Okay,
I
top three.
I know what won't be in my best movies for this year. Shape of Water will not be in my best.
That was
movies for
last
this
year.
It was this year.
No, Ship of Water was last
Ship
year.
of Water was up for Oscars, so it had to
Yeah.
be last year.
Yeah, yes, it was
Yeah.
last year. Yep.
2017, it has to be.
Yep.
Because it won.
It won.
Actually, didn't it win Best Picture for Del Toro or something?
Yeah.
Like
Maybe.
that?
Damn, was that
It
really
did
last
well.
year?
It was
awards
last
season.
year, yeah, dude.
It was okay, but I definitely wasn't best of anything.
Yeah.
So the top three. We'll go with top three.
What's that movie all about silence? With the guy from Chuck?
Oh, where they're not supposed to say anything because
That's right.
it's a horror story.
Yeah, that's the one.
I know which one you mean, but I am
I
never
on the
saw
name.
it.
The Quiet.
The Quiet. The Quiet Place?
The Quiet Place.
I never saw it.
Is it Quiet Place? Quickly, someone do a Google.
I'm doing that.
Where's my Google?
I'm not Googling IMDb.
Yeah, you gotta Google. IMDb's garbage.
Have you found the answer yet?
Watch this. My Google will be faster than you
Oh,
searching on IMDb.
It's not the Quiet. The Quiet. It's not the Quiet.
It's the loud.
A Quiet Place.
A Quiet
Yeah, A
Place.
Quiet Place,
Yeah,
yes.
I told you it was Quiet
Yeah,
Place.
You said
John Krasinski and Emily Blunt.
Great
The guy from
movie.
the guy from The Office, not Chuck.
Oh,
The
no,
Office.
You're right. You're right. This guy,
Yeah.
guy from The Office, and the wife that he's actually married to in real life.
Yep.
That was a brilliant movie. Like I love that movie. I went into it as a throwaway. My dad was in town. He was leaving on a train or bus at like 3:00 in the morning or 1:00 in the morning. So we went to like a midnight showing of it, just for something to do, so we wouldn't be just wandering around the streets or in a coffee shop for a few hours. So on a whim, we went to go see it, and I loved it. I thought it was such a good movie. So I'll claim that that's my best. In my top three, I will definitely put Solo. I really enjoyed Solo. Great swashbuckling adventure. Big fan of that. I don't even remember the other movies that I've seen. There's been so many. I mean, I guess maybe Avengers. It was okay. What was the other superhero movie that came out this year?
Black Panther.
Black Panther.
February
I wasn't a fan of.
2018.
I mean, it was okay, but it wasn't my top 10.
Yeah. Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Ant-Man and the Wasp was okay. Yeah, we'll just go with my top two.
Top two.
One's the Star Wars because I love Star Wars, and the actual really one, the real one is A Quiet Place.
All right.
So Paul.
Just direct.
He
Paul to
did
go
just.
next?
He did. I
That is
know.
very presumptuous.
I
Mr.
just thought that since he hasn't really talked
No.
yet, it would be good for Paul.
Can't get a word in edgewise
I'm
around this.
going to
place.
go last because I've talked way too much already.
I liked Black Panther. I thought it was really good. I certainly enjoyed it far more than I did the Infinity Wars.
Mhm.
But I had issue with Ant-Man and Wasp. So I enjoyed it, but there were a lot of technical issues that were explained in the first movie that were completely ignored or forgotten or overridden in the second one. So I had issues with that.
Okay.
Does it have to do with the subatomic realm?
No, just general shrinking and enlarging.
Okay.
In general.
Okay.
I had issues because they were very specific in the first movie. It was the point of the entire first movie, or it was a very strong rule in the first movie, and it was completely ignored in the second movie.
Okay. So we're doing movies,
Sorry,
not TV
sorry,
shows,
which,
right? Just
which
real
rule
movies?
are you talking about? Because I'm not sure.
They were he was very specific about the whole your head goes all screwy if you're not encased in the suit when you're
Yeah, but I don't
in
remember
the- in
a
the second-
time when he wasn't.
in the second film His suit was malfunctioning. He was growing up and going small and everything, and he would always pop the helmet off while he was either large or small. So I'm like, is that a thing? Like, he's out of the suit now as big or as small. Wouldn't that screw you up? It was a big rule in the first one. That was the whole premise behind the guy can't get the shrinking part right, and he went insane because his helmet wasn't sufficient in the first movie, and it was completely ignored in the second film. And
you're talking Yellow Jacket.
Yes, it was a big key point in the first film, and it was completely ignored in the second film.
Okay,
and I had a big issue with that. It was like one of the main rules, and they just ignored it.
When I get around to rewatching it, which I will eventually, I'm
sure.
gonna have to keep an eye out for that.
All right. Well, so my best movies.
Oh, you have a full list, like.
Well, no, I was just looking when it came out because I was gonna say Deadpool 2.
That was
that this year?
Yes, it was.
That was this year.
That was this year. Infinity War.
The problem I have with Infinity War is that it's the first part of a two-parter, and
it wasn't a complete film
without
as
the
far as I'm
second part.
concerned.
Oh no,
it's only
don't
half
wrong.
a film.
You know what? I'm still not. There's still issues with it. I've already discussed the fact that yes, the Wakanda stuff could have just been.
Oh, completely.
It wasn't necessary.
There was a lot of stuff like why is also Thor saying rabbit all the time? Like that made no sense. Like he knows he speaks the Groot language. Why would he say like? There's issues.
I will say one thing though, that the Wakanda, the whole battle on Wakanda served one purpose, and that was for Thor to show his true power.
Yes.
When he comes down with the not Mjolnir.
It was also
The
had
new
to do
one.
with the fact that they had the shield, which protected them from the first
I
initial
have to admit,
attack.
if I'm going like in the Marvel Cinematic Universe on that Earth, if I'm going to be facing down a massive alien invasion, I want to do it from Wakanda.
Yes.
They're the ones who have the best shot at stopping.
Well, okay, like Black Panther, I liked, but again, there's issues with Wakanda. Talking economics and trade and all that sort of things. Like you cannot have a society that's that advanced without trade, because trade is where you trade ideas as well. Anyways, and yes, the Wakanda thing made no sense because you get an aliens race that's advanced that doesn't use guns.
Well, these guys are just throwaway sharpshooters, right?
I know, but okay. Anyways, so those are the two movies that for me stood out this year. Why? Infinity War, although it had issues, it did properly tie in a lot of the stuff that's been building since Civil War and Iron Man and everything.
It tied in stuff from the original.
Well, that's what I mean. And so I like
Captain
that.
America
I like that how it did it, and the fact that it, again, in comics, it's easy to do a crossover with a whole bunch of characters because it's a few artists drawing it. So you're not paying extra to have, throw Spider-Man in there. Okay, I can draw Spider-Man.
Yep.
When you're dealing with actors in a script this big,
as a feat of logistics,
that's why I'm giving that's why I'm saying this.
Infinity War is astounding.
That's why I'm saying this year I don't mind saying Infinity is one of the best ones, because when you look at how many actors and just like the logistics to try and get we have Guardians of the Galaxy, we have Iron Man, we have the Avengers, we have all these people that we're trying to mesh together. Yeah. And each one does get a little bit of character, interaction.
Right.
There is a little bit.
No one really feels left out.
No,
right.
the most important or the most impressive scene I found in that entire movie was the return of Red Skull. For me,
that was interesting. It would have been nice.
I'm like, that is perfect.
It would have been nice to have Hugo Weaving there, but
the
guy did a good job of.
They used his voice, didn't they?
Nope.
No, really.
So that's why I'm saying for me, Infinity worked well, because when you just look at how many characters there were, how they had to tie everything together, and Marvel. This is where again Marvel wins over DC because they have a plan. There is we have to do this. We have to follow along these themes. Whereas DC's been doing a lot of, let's try this. Suicide Squad, we're making it dark. Oh wait, Guardians of the Galaxy did well, so let's rewrite it and throw some humor stuff in there. Yeah. And and
then we have to make it R-rated because Deadpool does.
Exactly, yeah. So it's like they're just kept throwing stuff.
To be fair to Warner Brothers, Suicide Squad without an R rating.
Yeah. I don't know.
No, again, but the thing is, they were reacting, not going, okay, this is what our goal is.
Yeah,
right. Here's our plan for the next 3 or 4 years.
And again, this is also Last Jedi and Disney did the same thing. They don't have a real plan for the Star Wars. They're doing the let's try this.
What's good right now?
What's good right now? Oh,
it doesn't work.
and I know you like Solo, and it's not a bad heist movie. Don't get me wrong.
It's a great heist.
It's a good, but it's not a Star Wars Solo movie for me.
Sure it is.
For me, it's not. And they began because they're
Does
like
it take place in the Star Wars universe?
because they're doing the checkbox. Oh, we have to talk this. We have to mention this. We have to mention this, as opposed to let's write a story that's good, and then like maybe have a couple of lines here and there to put it in together. And that's where Marvel does it. Marvel, except for Age of Ultron, where they're like, okay, we have to have a and that's where I give Marvel credit, because like do a good story and then have like ties and teases later on with things. I still haven't seen Ant-Man and the Wasp, the second one. I heard it's pretty good. But those are the movies that, besides our non-science fiction or non-fantasy ones. Oh, Outlaw Kings. That's what I want to talk about a bit.
That's a TV show.
No, it's a movie.
It's technically a movie, but it's
a
not,
movie
it's not
with
a
Chris
theatrical
Pine?
movie. It's a movie. It's a Netflix movie. It's not a. It was never released in theaters.
It's still a movie.
Yeah.
And it does
Okay.
historically. Historically,
it
it is actually one of the best
Yeah,
historical
that's what I've
movies out there. So
Yeah.
for like people like us with like who like play
So,
Pendragon and stuff like that.
Is it more accurate than Braveheart?
Oh, for God's sake! You can't
Sorry,
No.
I couldn't resist.
Yes, actually, it's a similar way to going Sharknado versus Jaws.
Sorry, I couldn't resist
No,
because
yeah.
even I know how non-historically accurate Braveheart was.
Would you like another one, Dev?
Yes, please.
Those are
Number one.
those are my two top movies. We'll get into TV shows later. Dwayne, go ahead.
Dwayne, go ahead.
So
I'll direct.
No.
Thank you. Dwayne, go ahead.
Dwayne, go ahead.
No, I'll direct. I said, Dwayne, go ahead.
who do I follow?
We're all saying the same
about
thing,
that.
so-
I probably spiked.
That's okay.
No, okay.
Oh, don't follow
Oh.
Dev.
No. So,
Not them.
anyways, the thing with me is that I simply don't get to see all that many movies.
Yes.
I don't really have a worst list because the few movies that I got out to see over the past year or so, I actually enjoyed. I've already mentioned the 3 MCU movies, and I won't waste any more time on those.
Hang on a second. We're getting a text from Patrick. To Paul's point, all the cars shrinking and growing.
Not that too.
Okay. Sorry, I said that through it because we're getting, someone's watching us, so I want to,
Yeah.
give some feedback.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. Although the thing is that because
Technically, they were
because the mechanism was built into the vehicles, it's quite likely that
No,
Yeah.
but the whole thing was like they have to be enclosed. It has to be sealed. It has to be proper. If there's a little crack in it,
well, actually, they never went that far in the movie.
Okay,
It was
Paul,
just
if you want to
like
start,
think-
if,
think
if-
back to
if
it,
you're going
it
to
might
start
have.
looking at movies, do you want me to start bringing up every
No,
so
no,
would you
no.
like me to start
No,
doing a
no.
solo for the whole issue
no,
of
no.
solo?
that. Anyways,
I'm just saying it for me.
and I'm saying, and from my perspective, I never, as far as the cars went, I never really thought much about it because if you're going to build a mechanism like that into a vehicle and not build in the protection mechanisms and make sure you don't go nuts while using it, what's the point of building the mechanism into the vehicle in the first place?
Hey, if you want to get into it, the fact that
But-
people couldn't shrink, period.
Well,
Ironically, too,
Biologically, we can't.
Hold on. Star Trek actually brought up a really good point about this. In an episode in DS9, and I only know this because I just finished a Geek Fights episode where we talked about the best Star Trek DS9 episode ever.
Mhm.
By the way, it's Way the Warrior.
Oh wait, it could Dwayne off.
It's fine. But the whole
We're flexible.
there was an
We're flexible
episode
here.
where a runabout was shrunk by an anomaly.
Yes.
And then the Defiant got taken over, and then the runabout was actually instrumental in infiltrating into the Defiant and then helping save the crew members.
I remember that one.
It's a great episode. It's called This Little Ship, I think, or Our Little Ship. And the whole thing about it is they couldn't leave the ship because the air molecules inside the ship were shrunk down with them. But the air molecules outside the ship would not be shrunk down, and they wouldn't be able to breathe.
But the thing is, molecules can't shrink down. But that's
Yeah.
Whatever. This is a spatial anomaly. It has nothing to do with the real world. It breaks our laws of physics. Anyway,
Yeah.
please carry on.
So yeah,
Best movies?
So besides that, I only actually got out to see a couple of movies. One was Incredibles 2,
Excellent.
which again serves to be one of the best Fantastic Four properties out there without actually
absolutely.
being Fantastic Four.
But it is the Fantastic Four.
Incredibles, yes, is in Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yes.
And the only other one really was just recently, and it was called The House with a Clock in Its Walls.
Oh,
Never
yes.
saw it.
And
That's with Jack Black, right?
Yeah, Jack. Yeah,
It-
Jack Black and what's her name? Kate Blanchett. The kid was basically a newbie,
Yeah.
but it was decent. I mean, I could see why it didn't set the box office on fire. I doubt they're ever going to. It's based on a rather old series of children's books.
Yes.
I doubt there will be a sequel.
Well, the same
but,
as Goosebumps. He did Goosebumps. Didn't
Yeah,
he?
Jack Black did
Yeah.
do Goosebumps as well.
Because I know they wanted to make
He
that. That was another one they tried to want to make a
Yeah,
franchise.
he does seem to be. Well, it is a franchise. The Goosebumps sequel is coming out anytime now.
Oh, really? With Jack Black?
I don't know if Black is in
Okay.
it, but the Goosebumps sequel
Yeah, I have
is
heard-
coming
I
out
have
anytime
heard.
now.
Preview.
Yeah, I forgot about Goosebumps. I guess Black is on a bit of a kids entertainment kick.
Or a franchise killer?
I mean, like he's.
Oh, it's like,
I think in some ways he's underrated as an actor.
my favorite for him was actually Tropic Thunder.
Mhm.
Like,
Never saw
I think
that
the
one.
last movie that featured him was probably a Kung Fu Panda film. One of the
Yeah.
films.
But
My favorite from
Tropic Thunder
him
is the best.
was this odd little holiday movie called, oddly enough, The Holiday, where
Vince Vaughn is in there too, right? Sorry.
Jude
that's
Law.
Jude Law.
It's Jude Law, Jack Black, Kate Winslet,
Yes.
and
I didn't see that.
Cameron Diaz.
I think so,
it
yeah.
is.
I didn't see that one,
Yeah,
but
that.
Cameron
yeah.
Diaz.
And
You can't see it right now, but that's one of Jennifer's favorite movies.
Yeah.
She's not paying attention.
so, anyways,
Devrams has a live girlfriend and she's actually here, so we can't say that she doesn't exist.
so anyway, I thought
She's close enough to
that was
shake
very
hands,
much
right?
more.
Well, but then
okay.
she's on camera, so. She's giving us a look. She's
Yeah.
giving you the
He
look.
might come and join us for segment 3. Might.
So that was pretty much it.
What?
So I'm hoping.
Oh, I'm getting subtle hints from Dwayne here.
Dev? Dwayne's talking.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to interrupt the flow of conversation for the podcast.
Because I had my
while trying to tell
my
you.
phone's on silent because you
Yeah,
bitch
fine,
at me
I want
so
to be silent,
because it's
but
on silent. I don't look at it.
It should have popped up on your screen.
I don't know.
You don't have notifications? You should maybe turn on notifications.
He doesn't like talking to you.
Hey, did you ever hear about Memo?
To be fair, I turn off notifications
Yeah.
for a lot of
Hey,
things.
yeah, but
Yeah.
Dev,
Bug
there's
related.
on your phone. There's a thing called Memo.
No, I'm talking so we can put it up so that the people on the screen can watch what the score is.
Oh, I can do that with my iPad or my tablet.
Score
My new
for
tablet.
what?
You do that for the. This is for segment 3. Just carry
Okay,
on.
okay.
We're planning
We're planning for
work.
segment 3. So yeah. So as far as
It's just technical things.
So as far as movies go, really, that's about it for me. I mean, like I'm
Yeah.
hoping to get out to see one or two more before the end of 2018. Aquaman is coming up in about a week.
Yeah.
Yes.
does look good.
And I really want to see that.
Actually, the one I'm looking forward to, Aquaman I want to see is, but believe it or not, Shazam is the bigger DC one I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, but that's
Oh,
not
I-
until next year.
Yeah, I am really looking forward to that.
If they get the humor right, it's going to be good. If they don't,
The trailer strongly suggests that they're getting the humor.
Yeah.
of DC.
I don't watch trailers.
I know you do. That's why I'm just saying in general, the trailer suggests that it's Disney humor. And I am a huge Zachary Levi fan.
Yeah.
because of Chuck.
Yeah, so am I.
right?
So-
He is the guy who's from Chuck.
Yes. So, best TV shows.
I'm going to say Altered Carbon.
That was last year.
Yes.
You have to check that. I don't think so.
It might have been.
There are multiple seasons of it, so there might have been a season of Altered Carbon
Yes.
this year.
We saw the last year.
I haven't seen the latest one then.
I haven't either. I didn't even know there was another
I think
one.
there was. I think
Is
there
it
was.
is
Or
it
am I
released
getting?
yet on Netflix?
Am I getting Altered Carbon mixed up with Black Mirror?
Oh, yeah,
yes.
definitely.
Black Mirror.
There's like 12 episodes, 12 seasons of Black Mirror now, or maybe 5 or 6.
Are you thinking Black Sails? Black Mirror is a weird sci-fi anthology
the
that
British
hasn't been
one.
around that long, I don't think.
Yeah, it's been around for a while.
Okay.
I mean, I was talking about it with people that.
Oh no, it was this year. I apologize. It was this year.
Yeah, I'm always right.
No,
You
I
should
was
know.
right. No, I was right at all.
Wow.
Every time.
Not right.
Rule
Yeah.
number 1. I am
That's
always right.
That's right.
Rule number 2.
So there I was. There I was,
Rule number 1.
Afghanistan,
That's
1980. Nothing.
So, yeah.
82,
So-
by the way.
Oh, you
I-
were born
I was
then.
So
seven.
Altered Carbon, that was the body hopping.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one
Yeah.
where your consciousness is in a small little ball,
That was the mind
It's
fuck
not a
one.
ball, it's a disc.
disc, whatever. It's the same thing.
Mhm.
So that's it. That's just the one movie, the one show.
Well, since we're talking about best, I will say that's the best show that I watched this year.
Okay,
Okay.
Paul.
Probably the same. Yeah. I haven't been watching too many things.
I have to say no for me. Daredevil season 3.
It was okay, but
I
No,
haven't, I
because
haven't watched
are
it
you
yet.
okay? They had the whole rebirth thing. They had the whole the black the mirror image of him and Bullseye.
I hated Bullseye.
It was awesome because
I hated
Bullseye wore his costume. So it was like he took Matt Murdock and removed him from Daredevil and stripped Daredevil from what made him human. That's what you ended up with, was Bullseye wearing the costume. And that whole sorry, Dwayne. I
No,
know
no worries.
I haven't seen it either.
And also
I am
for
so far
logistics,
behind on everything
for
that my tolerance
logistics-
for spoilers is
okay,
way up
for
here.
logistics, this has been on a lot of sites and everything. The fight scene in the prison.
Oh Jesus! Here we go.
Here we
We're
go
going through this
again.
again.
No, because
the
it's
one
a-
take.
I understand. It was
One,
great.
a one take,
I understand.
6 minutes.
Yeah, I understand.
One take.
Yeah, super.
Sorry, not
action
one
film.
take, one shot. 6 takes, one shot, 6 minute continuous.
That's
that
impressive.
is insane amount of preparation
Yeah,
and
for
work to do, and it worked. And the very end, like the whole from I did like Altered Carbon, but for me, the whole thing with Daredevil, just that's what did it for me.
See, the reason I chose Altered Carbon over Daredevil is Daredevil. It's a continuation of something that we've seen before.
Altered Carbon is
Altered
new.
Carbon was so bizarre and so
Well, I have to admit that
out there.
immortality via
Yeah.
because if you're
Yeah.
rich, you can just
Yeah.
never die.
Exactly. I really, really enjoyed that.
Oh,
movie.
don't
That
get me
show.
wrong. I watched it, and I will watch when season 2 comes out.
Yep.
I'll pick
Soon.
it up
It's
and
coming
watch it.
soon.
Mhm.
That whole idea of like you body switch, and then watching people who couldn't afford the body the sleeve
Yeah.
they wanted because their bodies aren't bodies; they're called sleeves.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, oh, a male or females would put into a male because that's all we have available.
Yeah,
Sorry.
and you just accept it as a society.
You know,
That's just a
And then
reality.
the whole religious connotations of like, well, no, our souls are meant to die. Our
Mhm.
souls are not meant to continue on. So yes, I liked it as well. But for me, sorry.
Sure.
Yeah.
Listen, everyone's okay to have their own opinions,
Yeah.
even if yours are wrong.
Oh yes,
Completely.
Wait, favorite TV show?
With me, kind of hard to pick.
Discovery?
And that, no, actually, Discovery is one of the ones that I'm really far behind on. I haven't even made it to the Mirror Universe stuff yet
Okay.
in Discovery.
I thought it was good.
I think I liked it.
You know. I
Oh
mean,
wait,
like-
sorry, I forgot. Patrick sent me an email with his
Jesus
best.
Christ.
No, if you don't mind.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Fine.
I'm curious as to
We'll let
What-
Pat say his words.
what
as
he
well.
has.
Even though he refused to be here.
He was
oh,
sick.
Oh, I'm sick. Oh, my throat doesn't work. Oh,
I think he sent you a text message. By the way.
you did?
Okay, so his best movie, Avengers: Infinity War, because same thing for us because it ties together all the MCU
Mhm.
and
Patrick says his favorite TV show was The Haunting Hill House because it had an episode that only had 3 scene cuts.
I've
Oh.
heard good things about that one.
yeah,
Excellent choice, Patrick.
it's not really-
Haven't seen it. We'll definitely check it out.
Yes.
Yeah, that's on here. Sorry, Patrick, I didn't get a chance to read. Yeah.
Yeah. So sorry, Pat. We're completely ignoring you.
No, not ignoring you. It was just I forgot. So, anyways,
Pat is completely ignoring you.
he also agrees with us for Infinity War, the fact that the logistics and everything that are tied all together, and also Thanos is one of the best villains that's been out there for a while for movies.
He's an okay villain.
He wasn't really a villain.
I was.
No, he's definitely a villain.
No,
Well,
he's actually the protagonist of the movie.
He
Yeah.
really is.
I
Yes, it was.
He
Sorry,
is
go ahead.
not the protagonist. He is the central character, but he's not the protagonist.
He definitely is not a
Um,
protagonist.
I
He's
do-
not a good person.
I
No,
do.
no, a protagonist is not the good person. The protagonist of the movie is the one that is
to drive the plot.
drive the plot.
So in that way, yes, but
And that's what I'm saying.
in common usage, the protagonist usually is
hero.
The hero.
No, but well, I'm using the thing is the protagonist in a story is the one that is the driving force.
And Thanos is a very good example of writing so that the villain is the hero in their own story. I mean, Thanos is absolutely convinced that this is the way he saves the universe.
Right. Does he think he's a hero?
Yes.
Well, also
is
the
he
end,
actually?
No.
well, at the end, does he take? He's not trying to rule the universe.
Nope.
He's not. I'm in charge. Everyone's going to bow to me. He's like, no. I'm going to go to a small little farm on a small little planet and just relax.
See, I just wish they went with his original motivation.
That's hard to do though, because then you have to introduce the concepts of death.
You can't bring in Marvel's personifications of cosmic forces into the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
You could.
That
They
had
had Galactus.
huge amount of work.
Oh, because
That wasn't the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
You're right.
Yeah,
That was Fox.
You're right.
and Galactus didn't work well.
Yeah, and how many people liked
Hated.
how they did
I mean,
Galactus?
I don't see why people had a problem with how Galactus was shown. Just because he didn't show up in his physical form doesn't mean that he wasn't in that cloud. That cloud was just around him.
I know, but,
Yes.
but I agree with
another
Dwayne. I agree with
show.
Dwayne on that one. It's like it didn't work.
The Superman one.
Oh, Krypton.
Krypton was
Krypton was a good show.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. But favorite show, I think I'll kind of split it into genre and not, since we're very much a genre podcast. Not would be Murdoch Mysteries.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Well, I know exactly.
it's consistently entertaining.
Well, for me,
and
then in
yet
that case,
still-
Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
We should have
So
actually.
still evolving.
Yes.
And that the fact that they have a year pass for every season of the show, and they keep introducing both Canadian and world history and managing to tie it in ways that are actually entertaining.
Right.
Yeah.
I continue to be impressed with it, even 12 years in. Genre, I'm going to go with Legends of Tomorrow, simply because it is fun.
Yeah, it's a fun show.
And with my limited time for entertainment, fun is a major priority for me.
See, if I had cable, I'd be watching Supernatural.
No.
Well, it's not on Netflix anymore.
And I burned out on Supernatural like 8 years ago. But you know, even still, Supernatural is doing some fun things. Supernatural did a crossover with Scooby-Doo.
Yes, I know that was just like.
And I specifically take that because, I mean, like,
They
it's
don't-
one of
they're-
the craziest crossovers I've ever heard of.
Also-
And I own a copy of Archie Meets the Punisher.
Oh my god! Okay, that's what. Yeah, okay. But I was gonna say because the reason I like Supernatural is they don't take themselves too like they always do a meta thing in there, and like they always do something that's like.
I might need to look at Supernatural again because apparently they're doing alternate universe stuff currently.
Yes.
And they're using that to bring back a number of characters that they've killed off. over the
Like
years.
Felicity Day's
Charlie, yes. And that's the main thing that kind of burnt me out on Supernatural was, besides the brothers, you didn't dare start to like a character.
Right.
Because eventually they were going to kill them
Well,
off.
okay, but Josh,
Even-
I was gonna say because Josh Whedon did that a lot in Buffy.
Sorry, you mean Joss Whedon?
Yes.
Even you know, Jim Beaver's character, the older hunter, kind of substitute father guy.
Yes.
I can't remember his name, but eventually they killed him off.
Yeah. And then brought him back in weird ways.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
So that's why I burn out on Supernatural. But Legends, more than any comic book based show out there, they've embraced the real absurdity that's possible with comics without going.
Oh, especially when you talk about time travel.
Well, yeah, without going in, passing it into camp, like say the old Batman show.
Oh, okay,
or
but the Batman show was.
It's a product of its time, and to this day, I absolutely love. Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
Oh yes, that movie was the best. Yeah.
I mean,
and the Balatusi.
Oh, hold on, I got my shark repellent here.
No, it's not shark repellent. It's bat shark repellent.
Yeah, because everything had to start with bat.
But do you have your bat smartphone?
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of really absurd possibilities with the show that they fully embrace, and yet they've done a fantastic job of developing the characters and everything like that. I mean, they've actually developed Heatwave.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, he's one of my favorite characters.
Really?
Rory?
Yeah.
Because you're sort of
Rory's
like, how
amazing.
can you? Well,
Yeah,
because in the
well,
comics,
they've managed
Of course.
that, and it's been fantastic.
And he's had quite the arc too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Him and Captain Cold.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed that pairing because Dominic Purcell, who plays Rory, and that, of course, he worked with Wentworth Miller on Prison Break,
Yep.
and that, and the two of them, since we're on video, I can do this. Two of them are typed like that, and he's always like, he talks about Miller a lot, and so Miller has finished his contractual obligations
Right.
to the Arrowverse, but the fun thing is that the second version of Captain Cold from Earth X is still out there,
oh really?
meaning that
He can
he
still
can
come
come back
Yep.
from time to time, and that has been a fantastic version of the character. I didn't know until they did that version of Cold that Miller is actually homosexual himself, and so when they brought Cold back, they leaned into that for him and gave him a boyfriend and everything like that, and Miller just went with it. And seeing Leonard Snart still being Leonard Snart, but happy and cheerful and stuff, was a really interesting switch around, and Miller just ran with it.
And Captain Cold was one of those like super selfish characters,
Well,
right?
he was a Flash, isn't he? A Flash.
He
He started out as
Yeah.
a villain on Flash.
Yep.
Him and Heatwave together were like a duo in season 2, I think, of Flash.
Okay.
Yeah, something like
And
that.
the whole thing is he's a very selfish person. So even when they got him to start being heroic, he was still all about kind of himself
Yeah.
and himself over others. The only person he really cared about was Heatwave, and everyone else can kind of go fuck him. But he ends up sacrificing himself to save the rest of the crew and the whole
Okay,
timeline. And he has like a really, really nice end to his story arc. It was really well done.
Like, because the thing is, like, Flash villains were always campy. Like, to me, like, most of them.
Oh yeah, the Rogues Gallery
Yeah.
is the essence of 1960s comics storytelling.
You know, because Captain
Really?
Boomerang.
Yeah.
I throw fancy, funky.
But they explode.
Well, no, they
Yeah.
also were sonic
But
attacks.
in the,
And a
in
whole
the
bunch-
early ones, there's a very famous Flash cover where Flash is strapped to a giant boomerang.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I remember that. It's like,
The captain is about to press a button to launch him into space.
but it's a boomerang, so it'll come back.
It's a boomerang,
It's
yes.
like,
I mean,
you know, like the 60s and 70s, especially the 70s, is that's where I didn't like Superman anymore. Devin, I know you do,
I don't care.
but that's the reason
You don't
because
have to explain it. I don't care.
he couldn't. They were like, "Oh, let's have another magic thing, or let's have something else." Like,
Yeah.
Magic, mind control, kryptonite. There's so many different ways to hurt him.
when it was
He's
like,
just physically
no,
impervious.
but it was the different
That's
types
it.
of kryptonite. Like,
Yeah, fine.
They
fine.
had,
They,
like-
they went overboard with the different types of kryptonite. Red kryptonite, yellow kryptonite,
Purple,
blue kryptonite. Yeah,
yeah.
fine.
jeweled kryptonite.
Right,
Jewels,
exactly.
yeah.
Fine. Forget about
see,
all
I
that
always
crap.
preferred Batman's villains
Yeah.
overall.
But yeah, so
You're
I mean,
crinkling, he's saying.
yeah.
No. Keep that bag. It's going
Yeah.
back in the bag.
I know that.
Sorry.
But yeah, so I mean, the whole thing with Legends last spring. Did you guys get to see up to the last season of
I
Legends?
haven't watched Legends of Tomorrow
That's
at
the
all.
one where Damien Dark comes back and
Yeah.
his daughter.
Yep.
Yeah, I watched the end of that.
So yeah. So I mean, like they had
That was the ending to that.
they had a
Super
gestalt moment for the team, and it's basically an Elmo ripoff called Bebo.
Yeah. Beaver.
Elmo ripoff? Really?
Yes.
Like the Tickle Me Elmo?
Yeah. And it turns into a giant thing. And
Bebo's
fights the giant.
Bebo's
demon.
whole thing is I love you.
Yeah.
And
and it fights a demon.
they
Like
introduced-
Didn't they do that in
A
Angel? Where,
40-foot demon.
Yeah.
didn't they do that in
No,
Angel?
there was a puppet episode where everyone was puppet.
But there was also because it was controlled by a giant.
So anyways, they introduced this Bebo as a kind of Tickle Me Elmo type thing, and it ends up being a time anomaly. It's back in the era of the Vikings,
Right.
and because this is a talking doll,
Yeah, they worship
end
it
up
as a
worshiping
god.
it as a god.
Okay, that's funny. That is actually funny.
And so they managed to straighten all that out. But the whole overarch is they've got to stop this demon called Malice, and they're working with these mystical totems that represent the elements. And it ends up, they discover that basically they have to form a Gestalt entity, but it's straight out of Ghostbusters.
Oh,
Yeah, they come up with-
It's super
They're,
funny.
they're searching for something pure and good to battle this
Stay Puft
demon-made
Marshmallow
flesh
Man.
that's about 20 foot tall.
Yeah.
Is it the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man?
No, it's Bimo.
Oh, it's Bebo.
They
Oh,
turn
okay.
into a gigantic Bebo.
Oh my
And
god!
there is a GIF out there, you can find it, and it's this gigantic plush Bebo doll going.
Okay. Okay.
So, I
super,
mean,
super.
I'll have to check that out.
Just watch the last episode. It's super
Okay.
funny.
Yeah.
So for
favorite team, yeah,
That's
that, Legends I'll have to go with.
So
Well, we
after
haven't done-
20 minutes, we finally found that Legends is 0.
I was gonna say none of us have really played any
I'm
new
not,
role
I'm not
playing
getting
games.
invited back. I talked to you.
No one's gonna be having. No one's played any new
we can
role
skip
playing
new
games,
arms.
right? Computer games. I haven't played any new ones. Like the only one I did this was BattleTech, but that's not new. Like that's
It is new.
this year. Or was it last
new,
year?
new as of this year, started
Okay.
in February.
Then no, still not.
New computer games? What is this of which you speak?
Yeah,
I,
so
I know.
I have one from
Catalyst
Patrick's.
Games and Harebrained Schemes.
Yeah,
But
no, I knew
Kickstarter.
BattleTech
Okay.
came out and stuff. It's just I don't think I've ever bought a game in the same year it came out.
So Patrick's Games is saying he really doesn't try any new games because he waits a year. Although BattleTech is his.
Yeah, BattleTech.
The way he takes
I
it,
want to
yeah.
say that BattleTech is mine too, and it probably is.
Yeah.
But I think I'm gonna go RimWorld because I'm actually having so much fun with RimWorld, and I'm pretty sure that came out. This year.
I keep watching people play it, and I just
Yeah,
Based on the books?
I've never
Okay,
I've never
something
bought
completely
it,
different.
and I
Okay.
really should just do it.
You should. I found a Star Wars mod where you could have force powers, and you can be a Jedi. You can have a lightsaber.
No,
And
you
you
for
can-
Glass Wayne?
Yeah, look,
Other
You can,
other fridge to the left.
And
I find though mods in past history from what I've watched, mods tend to break the game.
sometimes, but these seem to be working fine. So I basically I haven't abandoned my original campaign, the ice sheet that I started, but I did start a couple of new ones. I'm gonna once again take it off of the Iron Man mode because my guys keep walking over their own traps where I'm not paying attention and keep dying. Like it's the dumbest thing in the world. Just I have it passed so that there's, even though there's like a whole line of traps set up, there's a door here and a door here that you can bypass the traps altogether.
No, you got to leave the door open, or they will.
And
walk
yet
through
they
them.
still walk through the fucking traps and they still die.
Because they.
But you're supposed to be able
there's
to walk over your traps. Your traps doesn't have like a 1% chance of going off. And yet my guys keep dying to traps. So I can no longer play Iron Man games because of the sometimes stupidity of the game.
Paul, do you have any games this year?
I will admit that I got Sea of Thieves,
Hmm.
and I
How's
did.
your training going?
We've died off
Haven't?
considerably,
Yeah.
yeah. But
That's the pirate one,
that
right?
wasn't.
Yeah,
That
Sea of Thieves is
wasn't
fire.
that wasn't just me though. That was a whole bunch of logistical things, and everybody else sort of went and did their own thing. There are some games I've looked at. There's Escape from Tarkov, which is I haven't got it myself, but my friend plays it and he really enjoys it. But it's sort of one of those games where I'd rather play it with him,
Mhm.
but he doesn't want to start playing with. He wants to play with random people. He's had an issue with playing with friends, so they're letting him down basically. We're not as hardcore as he is.
It's
Yeah.
probably true.
We don't want to spend 20 hours in front of the screen playing.
Where's
this
your
game.
dedication, Paul?
I've got a life and a job.
I
He's
asked,
unemployed for the winter, so
You should quit your job and get unemployment so you can join him 20 hours a day. What's the matter with you? Where's your dedication, Paul?
I have
Quit
asked
your
that.
job to get unemployment so you can game with him.
I have asked the question, where's your dedication to my gaming group many, many times.
I've asked that about, Warhammer 40K Dark Heresy.
Yeah, but no one cares. About
Okay, so now let's go to the worst.
I haven't even finished yet. Jeez. This is what happens. He interrupts me and then he's like, "Oh, let's move on to something else."
Okay, we're the worst, the best game.
Do you have a worst game?
Do I have a worst game?
Yeah.
We're doing movies. Worst movies. We started with.
We're still working
moved
on
to-
games.
We did best of. Now we're on to the worst. We didn't do worst of movies, worst of TV shows, worst of.
Oh, I see.
I think you might be right.
It's
Yeah, I
it's weird. Like
Wait, hold on. Are those the only 3 topics that we have?
Movies?
Movies, TV shows, video games?
Well, we don't. None of us really read comics anymore. We're all
Okay.
way behind.
Okay.
We don't do role playing games.
Okay.
We don't. So we don't have
We
new.
do role playing games,
But
we
not
just
new
do
ones.
old.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fine,
like we're
fine.
still playing Pendragon,
Yeah, I know.
4th edition.
Okay. fine.
Okay. Oh,
Books. There
I
are
know.
other
Oh.
topics we
we
could do.
normally
best
don't
of.
talk about books though.
I,
in our-
push it out.
I can talk about.
Oh,
I will interject one thing on the games. If I had PlayStation 4, I
I
would
know.
probably be shelling out money for the new Spider-Man game because I've
I've heard it's really
I've been
amazing.
hearing
Yes.
really, really good things about that.
I've also seen a lot of bugs with it.
Okay,
But everyone's saying how great it is, though.
but yeah, as far as
Oh,
books,
I just realized something we didn't forgot about.
Mhm.
Greg Stafford also passed away this year.
Yeah.
Speaking of Pendragon, like
Yeah.
he's the guy who made Pendragon,
Sure.
and we've been playing it for 20-some plus fucking years. So,
Yeah.
Greg, here's to you.
for since you brought up books, I just want to take a quick moment to plug one of my favorite books from the past year or so. I think it might have actually come out last year, but the sequel is just out right now. It's by a guy named James Allen Gardner. You may have seen me post about it on Facebook.
Yes.
The first book is called All Those Explosions Were Someone Else's Fault. And the follow-up is They Told Me the Gun Wasn't Loaded. And it's basically about a world where monsters and superheroes mostly coexist. And this particular one is set around the University of Waterloo. So
Interesting.
Gardner is based in Kingston, in Kitchener. And so it's just, if you have read comics at all over the last 30 years or whatever, it is so funny. But the plot manages to hang together and the characterizations are great and stuff. I highly recommend the book.
It's just what I'm saying because we normally don't. So, Dev, we normally don't talk about books.
I will occasionally bring up books, but I'm only when I'm talking about novels put out by my good friend J.F. Dubois,
Yes.
who lives in Montreal and is one of the 3 members of Warhammer or of 40K Radio,
Yes.
which talks about Warhammer 40K.
And we met him.
And yes, you and I met him in a pub here in Ottawa when he came down from Montreal
Yes.
to visit for the day. He was
'cause
here for it.
The only books I read, well, I try to read as many nonfiction books as I can, but the fiction ones I read right now are Warhammer 40K, especially the Horus Heresy, which is on book 48, 50. It's up to book 50
I
now.
think I gave up after 20.
Okay,
something.
Yeah.
they are actually ending it. They're actually ending it. They've have a plan for the next 2 years. It's going to be over. It's just that,
And then they'll start something new.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
well, yes,
They're,
but
they're talking about the whole 10,000 years between when that ended and the
they've
actual
already
current
started.
timeline.
They've already started with the one called the Beast, which is 1,000 years after the end of the Horus
Right.
Heresy, where an Orc invasion happens. But you have to. I have to give them credit because the Horus Heresy books are still selling well,
Mhm.
and this is almost
20,
15 years.
15 years.
15 years in the go. So that's actually impressive that a series going for 15 years, a book series, is still selling well enough.
I
Getting
gave
back
up.
to the thing that I was talking about.
I gave
Oh,
up.
so
Just throwing in real quick. I gave up
Jesus.
when they went to the enlarged
Yeah,
paperbacks.
yeah.
I gave up at that point.
agreed. When
was
they
a money
change
grab at that
formats from you, on you, I don't like it.
actually, as
I
a
want-
guy
I
who,
wanted to
as
look-
guy who's glasses, I was actually happy with that because it's
But-
actually easier to read than a small
But,
paper.
when I'm looking at my shelf, I want all of my books to be
Yeah.
uniform in size.
I
And the
agree.
fact that like 80% of them will be like that, the small version, all of a sudden there's a trade paperback, like fuck you, you fucking.
Oh, and then you must really not like the Primark books because the Primark books are hardcover.
I have stopped buying any of the books.
Yeah.
I haven't bought a book app since I think number 17 or 18, or maybe 22.
Yeah, I'm not quite.
I receive one for free every year when I go down to Chicago in my goodie bag.
I'll have one this year.
Maybe. But anyway, the book I'm talking about, by J.F. Dubois of Montreal fame. It's called God in the Shell. A God in the Shed. And it's metaphysical, it's horror, it's disturbing, it's very good, and I suggest that everyone picks it up and reads it. It's a very, very good story. And
this is for me. Can I have one?
Oh, can you have one of my tenants?
Yes.
Of the few tenants that I brought for
The
myself?
8 tenants that you
I brought
brought?
6, but yes, of course. So I think everyone should pick up and read A God in the Shed by J.F. Dubois. It's a very good story. I'm reading it I'm listening to it in audio format, but I do also have a physical copy of it.
Can I borrow the physical copy?
You can. But first you should read his first book, his first published novel, which is called A Life Engineered.
Yeah.
Which is super sci-fi, futuristic, and deals with robots and AI and stuff. It's very, very.
Do you have a physical copy of that as
Of
well?
course I have a physical copy.
I'll,
I've been trying to get you guys to read it for 2 years
no,
now,
actually, no, you haven't.
I read it faster.
since the
than you.
Adepticon of last year.
I read much faster than he does.
No, that's a lie.
Really?
Anyway, the next time we get together,
Really?
I will bring both the books, and you
So-
may read both of them.
Okay.
Anyway,
So
let's move
obviously,
on.
we need to give you both copies of the same novel at the same time.
Yeah,
and
actually,
who reads it
perhaps
fastest.
you two should both buy a copy for yourselves, and then while sitting in the same room, start reading and see which one of you.
Is there a digital copy? Because
I don't know about digital copy. There's
Alright.
definitely audio copy.
I
Paul,
want an audio copy. That's
you're-
cheating.
if his publisher bothers
His
to
so
publisher-
we're still trying to do the worst. So
to sell the audio rights, they probably have sold the ebook rights.
Yes.
So
yeah.
that probably is.
So, Dev, your worst movie of the year, though.
I don't think I have one.
Paul,
I was gonna say what
because you haven't watched
Shape of
Transformers,
Water.
have you?
I have not watched.
I was
it.
going to say 'cause transfer if you.
Okay, I
I didn't even know there
now,
was
now
a
that you
Transformers.
now
There's a
that you
final night. For the
now that you brought it up,
Really, I did see last night.
that was a Transformers.
Last Knigget? Yeah,
That was this year.
Was it
That's
this year?
Wow.
that was the one with what's his
I
name?
blocked that one from my memory.
The
The old guy.
and then the female.
Not Ben Kingsley.
No, the guy from Silence of the Lambs. What's his name?
Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins.
No, Sir
Okay.
Anthony Hopkins.
Okay, yes.
Well,
He was in it.
yes, technically.
To be honest, I think he was the only redeeming character in that entire film.
So Paul,
The last
finish your
last
story.
night was a 2017 film.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
I thought
Okay,
so.
never
I thought
mind.
so.
I only saw it this year because it was on Netflix.
Okay, but yeah,
Fair
of the
enough.
movies you've watched, which is your of the movies you watched, which was your like? Eh.
Well, but see, I've seen a bunch of movies, and I don't know if I can think of one that I went.
With me, it's that I only went to movies that I was pretty sure I was going
Right.
to enjoy in
Yeah,
the first
right,
that's
exactly.
that's what I was going to get to. Unless you're like Dev, who just goes to movies as a pastime.
Yeah.
You know,
I
the rest of
used
us
to
only
do
go to
that.
movies that interest us.
Right.
So we're
I,
expecting it to be
I,
decent.
And I've seen too
I
many
have a
movies.
worst movie.
Yeah, you went and saw
Yeah,
Hot
nobody
Solo.
cares
Yeah,
about your
okay.
solo. Hatred.
Actually, no. It's Solo is not. It's actually I was gonna say Last Jedi.
Yeah, Last Jedi is my worst movie.
Last
but that's
Jedi
last year.
was last year.
December of
That was
last
last
year.
Yeah, but it's.
And I love Last Jedi.
I have issues with it. Like I liked those parts of it, but there was overall. I have to still say then Solo because it was to me it was a movie that did need to be made. It was let's check all the nostalgia things. Oh, we have to mention the Kessel Run. We have to mention this. We have to mention this. We have to talk about this. We have to have the ship. Why is the ship faster? And that's why.
To play devil's advocate, because I haven't seen Solo. It just happened to fall in that stretch of time where I just wasn't able to get out of the theater. Wouldn't there have been a backlash from the fan base going,
There-
you're
there
doing
was.
the history of Han Solo?
There
and
was.
You didn't cover that stuff?
No, Dwayne. There would have been. Before the movie came out, people were like, "Why are you doing the movie?" And then after it came out, everyone's like, "You just did it just to make the nostalgia." The Dev and Paul liked it because they're the fans it was geared for. They're
What
the
do you mean?
you and Dev are the fans it was geared for. It wasn't geared for the average fan. I keep telling you this. This is why it didn't do well. They geared it for the people that are the super geeky, weird, nerdy guys who are like, they talked about the Kessel Run. They talked about the.
But if you think about it, if you're a person that goes to see this movie based off of a character that you've only seen in three other films,
Yeah.
3 or 4 other films maybe.
So
3 or 4 other films. That's the only reference you have of that character. There isn't a whole lot of background for them to take from.
But
because
Paul,
the extended
average,
universe
again,
doesn't exist.
The average person, again, Han Solo to them is Harrison Ford. Like, there is no need for this is, again, Dev doesn't get it. The movie Solo was meant for you and Paul and those other people.
Apparently, it was meant for
Patrick,
us.
did you use the words just average viewer again?
Yes, I did,
Okay.
because
everyone who's listened to that episode that you're referring to specifically has agreed with me that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
oh, really? Except the fact that the movie bombed internationally and domestically.
That's fine.
Okay.
And then they stopped making spin-off movies ever since.
Because of that.
Fine.
Because no one wanted a Solo movie except for the hardcore people. Now, Solo as a movie could have been done if they'd done it properly across a few movies. You show his early life before he meets Chewbacca or he meets.
No, I don't know if they could do a solo Han Solo movie without having Chewbacca in it.
No, you can't.
As a book, it was okay, but even in the series, it was partway through book 1 where he met up with Chewbacca and saved him.
No, but or Lando, you don't have to have Lando right off the bat.
You don't have to have Lando right away. That's fine.
I'm saying they could have done at least 2 movies to build up to it.
They did tie in a lot of stuff, but they didn't want to turn it into another trilogy.
Right.
They didn't want to do
Exactly.
that. They wanted
As
it
a
all
spin-off,
in one movie.
And that's the
solo
problem
movie.
because they want it all in
They
one.
jammed a whole lot of history
And that's where it didn't
into
work.
one film.
And that's why for me, it
Yeah.
didn't work.
They kind of
Don't get me wrong.
it wasn't balanced great in that regard. They just tried to shove
As a
everything
science
into the
fiction
one film.
heist
I
movie,
get that.
Yeah.
you know who did it
That's
better?
right.
Firefly did it better.
Yeah, in an episode of a TV show?
Yes,
Sure.
in a 1 hour, 40 some odd minute TV show, Firefly did it better.
That's because that was, what, 3rd episode? After you've done all the character introductions, okay, it was maybe the first one that was aired.
Yeah,
which
it
is
was-
what I was
it was-
going to say, which was like that
chronologically, it's the third one.
Yes, the
Everyone else.
chronology is the third. It's the
Right.
first they actually showed because they're like, oh, we need to have an action
Yeah,
script.
that's a network issue. That's not a
The
show
other
issue.
thing was that they didn't need to go into the detail of the background and
Right, you're
everything.
right. There are many
because
things
they
didn't
knew
talk
there was
about.
going to be more episodes later that they
No, like
could
I
do
said,
that.
overall, I did enjoy the movie. Like I did like it.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong.
except you keep shitting on it as if it were a terrible movie.
Because it could have been so much.
Sure, there are
better.
many movies that could have been so much
And
better.
that's why for me it's the worst movie I've seen because I was hoping for more. I wanted
But
more.
You can't hate it on the same level as you hate, say, Prometheus.
Oh god, no!
Yeah.
Oh god!
Right.
Oh no! No, not
Right,
even close.
exactly.
Avatar.
So if Avatar and Solo would came out the same year, Solo would maybe be your favorite movie.
Yes. Over Avatar. Yes.
Yeah. So you
No,
go
but,
fuck
but
yourself.
that's what I'm saying. For me, in 2018, the worst movie I saw,
Or the most disappointing.
the most disappointing which would be the worst because,
Yeah.
Again, I don't watch Transformer movies anymore and other ones like that. So for me, the worst would have been Solo. Not that it's an okay movie, right? But it just was disappointing to me.
Yeah.
I find it a super fun movie.
Yes, I know. Dwayne,
I look forward to seeing it when I get a chance because I haven't seen it.
your
It'll
worst.
be- it will be on Netflix.
I was going to say, have you seen the other spin-off movie, Rogue One?
Yes, and I enjoyed Rogue One.
Rogue One was much better than
Um,
Solo.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm not disagreeing with you.
Was because
Rogue One
it was original character.
so
well,
much
you know
better.
that it's a war movie, which
Yeah.
Dev and I both like.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we're like war movie. Oh yeah, it's a war movie.
No, don't get me wrong. That also had issues in it, and
Yes.
the main
Oh, yes.
issue in it is the main character in it.
Mhm.
But other than that,
Well, she's okay. She's still better than Ray
oh, shit.
because the thing is, Ray can do no wrong. Like this is like people look at Sigourney Weaver in Aliens. She wasn't perfect. She couldn't do everything off the bat. She had to be trained for stuff. Ray is like, oh, I can fly. I can do this. I can use a lightsaber. I can do it without.
It must be the Force.
Yeah, but it's like even Luke Skywalker, who his family is strong in the Force.
Yeah, he was terrible.
He
The only
lost
thing-
his fucking hand. He lost his hand
The
in
only
his
thing
first
he
fight
was
to his
decent
dad.
with was flying. That was the only thing he was decent at.
That's right.
But
That was
even
it.
but that's because they
Well,
explained it.
was a
He's
little better than decent.
no, but that's because they actually did explain it though. They actually had a
Yeah.
throwaway line like, "I can shoot a 2-meter thing," blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like they actually said that.
Yeah.
Whereas Ray, they never said
She was
anything.
just good at everything.
They never said she had flown.
And there's no reason for her to be that good. It's not like
No.
she had got any training
Exactly.
on this desert planet.
And
where
also-
all she does is go and hunt junk in a
yeah, and Luke said he wanted to
graveyard.
try for a pilot.
Right.
He wanted to go to. And
Yeah, and she just climbs in the Falcon and can and suddenly fly it.
Yeah,
like
professionally.
with no problems whatsoever.
Professionally, that's it.
Yeah, and fix something when it breaks.
Now, I found it
You know?
really
It's
cool
like what?
how she used the Force to, without knowing about it, manipulate like
The guards.
doors and stuff. No,
Oh, the
the
doors.
guard as well. But I'm talking when Finn is being chased
yes.
by that creature, and she uses the Force to hit the door and to close the door, even though she had no actual control over it.
Yes,
That was very
That's
cool.
good, but that's a subconscious sort of thing.
Yeah,
But it's like
exactly.
how she flying like this without like that. And this is where like people like or the long with Gina Davis.
The long kiss goodnight.
Yes,
Yeah.
like those are where like okay, this is a character who's happens to be female,
Mhm.
but they're well written, they're
Mhm.
well developed. Ray's like, oh yeah, we need her to fly. Okay, she flies greatly. Oh, we need her to use a lightsaber. She can actually take on. Yes, I know Kylo
He
Ren
was
was injured,
injured.
but it's still like you're going. Wait, no, like Luke lost
Well,
his fucking
I mean,
hand the first
worst-
time he tried to
the
fight
worst-
his dad.
The worst thing they did was was to have the guy that has no force powers, that has had melee training,
Yes,
up against him and gets beaten, and then she has zero training and can do it.
yes, exactly.
I mean, they shouldn't have
and
done
that
that
followed through,
comparison.
and that
then,
followed through on the
you
Last Jedi, where like I had no problem with Kylo Ren taking out Snoke's special guard
Sure.
because he should have been like
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
up
But
there.
she should have had her ass kicked.
Yes,
Yeah.
because these are the guys who were like
Yeah.
his.
Noticed that he saved her a few times.
He did.
That-
Oh yes, he
that-
did.
that's
Yes,
true.
he did.
That's
But the
true.
fact that she
Yeah.
was still doing, if you really watch it again, watch some of the guys. It's this old trope where they're just like, I'll just stand here now. Oh,
I'll
your
wait
foot,
in line.
your foot waved by me, so all of a sudden I'm
Yeah.
like thrown off balance.
Yeah, I'm sorry though. I don't even notice that anymore because it's just such a convention with mass fight scenes that it's,
Yeah.
This is where I like
just the
Daredevil.
way it's
Watch
just the
Daredevil
way
again.
It's done.
Daredevil works well because
Yeah, but once again, that's a TV show. It's filmed over the
okay,
course of.
the Raid,
Yeah,
Old Boy.
I still haven't seen Old Boy.
You still haven't seen it? Okay, but they show like it's not guys standing in the back waiting. Like this is where the one guy's going. Everyone's attacking as much as best they can, and it's great fight choreography. Sorry, Dwayne, your worst movie guy. Like
Well,
okay,
like-
again, this is not.
Like I said, the thing is that I only went to see stuff that I was pretty
No, but
sure
okay,
I was going to
But like for me,
enjoy.
like Solo was the one
I mean,
movie where I was disappointed in. So that's for
With-
me was the
With
worst.
me, of the ones that I saw, Infinity War, although I enjoyed it, was probably the one I enjoyed the least.
Why?
You expected more than you got.
No, it wasn't.
No?
It wasn't that. It was just that I was pretty much aware of where they were
Oh, what it was
going,
Yeah.
and so
It
it
was
was
predictable
more.
for
Yeah, it was more like that. I mean, the first Spider-Man Sam Raimi film is my least favorite of all the Spider-Man films.
Really?
Because,
Even more than the third one?
yeah, even more so because it bored me so
Oh!
much.
Actually, no.
It was Peter Parker's origin all over again.
All
I've seen
over
Peter
again.
Parker's origin.
But Sam
done.
Raimi, that was the first time in the movies.
Yes, but it didn't matter. I mean, like
But
for me,
for
it
you,
didn't
okay,
matter.
yes, yeah.
Because I've been reading comics since 1983, and even since then, they have gone over Spider-Man's origin at least a dozen times.
And also, he was not in high school
various
anymore.
Different things.
He wasn't in high school anymore. He was now, past that.
Yeah,
I forgot Venom. Sorry.
and that I didn't like the third one.
Oh yeah, I did also forget Venom. I think
'Cause-
Venom takes the
Yeah,
takes
I
my
just-
worst
yeah,
one.
sorry.
Venom, I would like to see.
Yeah, see,
Just
on
just
Netflix or
because
something.
Wait for it to come out. Don't
Every-
spend money on it.
Well, like the thing is that I find it interesting that a movie that had really no expectation of succeeding at all has apparently succeeded.
there's reasons for why it succeeded.
Yeah, but you know, I haven't had a chance. I'm not all that into, with the exception of the actual Spider-Man films, which Sony has very wisely turned over to Kevin Feige and his
Marvel team, yes.
Marvel team. I'm not terribly interested in what Sony wants to do with the Spider-Man properties, except for
Silver
stuff that
Sable
might,
and Black
yeah,
Cat.
the Silver Sable Black Cat one. If they can manage to,
Well,
if
now
they
they
can manage
now,
to pull off a decent female-led buddy.
but no, it's not.
action
They're not
comedy.
doing it anymore. They're
Well-
now looking at individual solo movies for Silver Sable and Black Cat.
Okay, well,
The
I don't know.
black and silver in the combo one is
that I haven't heard.
yeah,
but-
that's latest.
But yeah, so but for enjoyment, like, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed Infinity
But
War.
it was the one that
But
disappointed.
what I would really enjoy is if they, some enterprising theater does a double feature of the two of them
Well,
when Avengers 4 comes out.
here's one for you,
26th.
Lane, because I saw this as one of those alternate ones of like how they would have preferred the movie to end. When Thanos does his snap, that's where everything goes to white, and they go directed by the Russo brothers. That's where the movie ends, when he does a snap. So you have no idea what happened.
I can't.
That's what they should have done.
Would they don't you say would that have made it better? Would that have that ending?
Like, the thing is that one of the things that I actually did enjoy was the reactions as the whole thing starts happening, and that I mean,
see, for me, well, I'm torn because I liked the
for-
Tom Holland and like that.
From what I understand, Holland improvised that entire scene,
And it worked well.
Where
But
I
the
was
thing is,
impressed with that.
Also, I'm a moviegoer. I'm like, no, but they're going to have another Black Panther movie. They're going to have another Spider-Man movie. They're going to have like
Yeah.
so. It's
But
like they're.
don't.
But that's just it.
You like talking about the average viewer.
Yes, the average viewer.
viewer isn't quite as dialed in.
Oh, I understand.
to
But for
the
me,
whole upcoming film slate as we are.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But for me, it was like I would have imagined like just the snap, and that's where it ends.
That would have been an effective way to go. I enjoyed the reaction stuff from after.
And
So
and
it wouldn't, like, looking back, I'd hate to remove stuff I enjoyed from that movie because yeah. But
and Robert Downey Jr.'s like that whole thing with Tom Holland, like that was the best
yeah,
reaction.
The chemistry between those two actors is phenomenal. It was one of the absolute highlights
But also
of
because it's-
Spider-Man: Homecoming.
And again, because though Marvel's built on this.
Even though Robert Downey Jr. isn't in Homecoming it's more John Favreau doing Happy
But still,
Hogan.
it's a whole
But
it's a
still,
father
when
figure.
he's in there,
It's a father
Yeah.
figure.
they work out rather well and stuff. One
but
of the things I found really amusing, I didn't realize that people commented quite a bit in Civil War in Civil War specifically, of the chemistry that Tony Stark had with Aunt May.
Yes.
Part of the reason
Yeah.
is that apparently Downey Jr.
I mean,
went
Driver.
out with
Maybe
the actress who played
Marissa Tomei.
Marissa
Marissa
Tomei.
Tomei.
Yeah, Marissa Tomei. Yes.
back in the day.
Yeah.
So,
But
they're
yeah,
still friends,
Deborah and I
so.
both forgot about Venom
Yeah, Venom. I think
because it was a forgettable movie. It's
Yeah, apparently.
no, because okay, here's the thing. Like Tom Hardy does a great job. Like Tom Hardy with the whole
Does he though?
yeah, with the whole psychological sort of thing of the voice in his head and everything, he
Yeah.
does well.
Yeah.
He does a good job. But again, it's one of these ones where the issue I have with a lot of superhero movies and other ones is a quick fight edit back and forth,
Mhm.
and then you throw it's all dark, and then you throw it's two creatures that are dark in a dark environment fighting each other.
Mhm.
I don't know who's fighting who, and I
Yeah.
really don't care.
I ran into that in Black Panther a bit.
Yeah.
Yes, same here.
and
Yeah.
stuff. If I were to see Panther on the big screen again, I wouldn't want to go see a 3D screen.
Now
Yes,
you want to talk
Similar
about
to Doom as well.
best super movie villain? Kilgore, I think, is a far better villain than Thanos was.
Killmonger.
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 Yeah, well, because the thing about the villain Killmonger, he actually changes Black Panther's idea.
Right.
Like he changes his mind. He realizes, yes, you're not quite right,
You have
but
some
I'm not
valid
right
points.
either. I will accept some of the stuff that you want to do and realize I've been wrong.
Yeah.
And that's where, as a villain, yes, he works. again,
Plus,
because
his motivations are realistic. Like Thanos' motivations are stupid. I want to destroy half the universe, 50% of every planet because of resources.
no,
Fuck off.
life.
Yeah, half the life.
He doesn't kill the resources. He kills off.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
he's
but
killing-
because
he's
of a
killing
lack
them.
of resources.
limited resources.
There are other ways to do this. If he is,
No,
if he has infinite power,
no. He okay. Here,
all he has to do is generate more
No.
resources.
because they'll use it up. He wants people to learn. Like that's remember the thing.
Yeah.
That,
No one's
it-
going to learn shit from this other than
No.
he's a fucking psychopath.
No, because it.
No,
I agree.
no one's
No.
going to
No
learn.
one's gonna learn
No
anything.
one's going to argue that Thanos is not deluded.
Yes, but okay.
Okay.
He goes back to Gamora's planet. He's talking. You know what your planet's like now? Everyone's happy. People, the kids have food and all this.
That's because he went there and he explained to them why he was doing
No,
it.
I know.
Snapping the figure, he,
doesn't
just,
do it.
he destroys
Yes, I-
half the universe's
Hey, again,
population
we agree.
and
he's-
doesn't tell them
No,
why.
I agree. He's fucked up. How he's doing. We all agree on that. But what he's trying to do is get people to understand that there's limited resources. But yes, on her planet, he told them why he was doing it. When
And
you snap
also,
your finger,
they're all happy and
Well,
following
if-
along because they don't
Hold
want it to
on, hold
happen
on.
again.
Let's talk about another villain type character who uses that kind of fear and manipulation in order to control a populace. The Nightbringer from Warhammer 40k.
Oh God, yes.
Right. So his whole thing is he's basically Batman,
Yes.
and he controls an entire planet because he's supernatural and no one else is. And he basically murders anyone who
Night
breaks the law.
Hunter.
Night Hunter. What did I say?
Bringer.
Oh yeah. Night Hunter. Nightbringer is a book about the Ultramarines for some reason.
Yeah.
And so he murders a bunch of criminals on his planet until everyone's afraid of him, and then they stop doing criminal activities.
Because they're all afraid.
right, because they're all afraid because he's going to kill them, and then he leaves the planet.
And they all go back to being.
Within 20 years, they're back to exactly
Yes.
where they were before.
Oh, I
They
know.
didn't learn a goddamn thing. You can't teach people through fear.
No, I just okay.
So
Kill-
his plan is supremely flawed.
Yes.
Killmonger?
His plan was also flawed.
Killmonger's plan was, I rule because I'm the one who deserves to be. I'm the one who was in line, or my dad was in line for the throne. Your dad murdered him
He's-
and took over control.
No,
I'm gonna get it back.
You're
no.
you're misremembering.
Am I?
Yes, yes.
Uh,
Yeah, no.
T'Chaka's father of T'Challa was the king.
Yeah.
Yes, I got his uncle.
Killmonger's father was
Was-
his younger brother.
Okay.
So T'Challa was.
Killmonger was basically fourth in line to the throne
Okay.
that his father lived.
Yes,
Okay.
but the fact that it also shows that's an issue is like this is why a monarchy doesn't quite work for a.
But it wasn't a monarchy.
It is a
It
complete.
is.
It's a complete
Uh,
monarchy.
So
It is, but they
like-
open it to challenges.
Yes. So it's an
Yeah, this
interesting.
doesn't mean it's not a monarchy.
No,
It's-
but it doesn't automatically
yeah.
go to the next in line.
Do you know how the British monarchy gained its power? By murdering the people who were actually in charge before.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
It's always
it's
through murder.
established. It's established in the Black Panther film, like when there is a succession, the 13 tribes can put forth
A
a challenger.
Right.
but they become king.
12 of the 13 elected not to.
Not that they're doing any Jewish
clan-
sort of 13
clan-
tribes and the
The
Battlestar
clan-
Galactica.
Yeah.
That's not important.
Yeah.
It's not
What
important.
you're
Battlestar
you're
Galactica.
saying Jack Kirby might have snuck in some Jewish references in there? No, never happened.
Never.
But
But most importantly, it's not important.
but
to
yeah,
the storyline.
I mean, like Njidaka, like the White Gorilla tribe,
Mhm.
decided to put in a challenger,
Right.
Yes.
and that was seen as perfectly legitimate.
Yeah.
Totally
But
okay.
it's-
Similarly,
Had
when
he won, though,
Killmonger
he would have
showed
been
up-
killed. He would have been king.
Yeah.
He would have been
Yeah.
the ruler.
Right.
I am.
Had he won.
I am the complete and utter king of this. What I say now goes. That is a monarchy.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yes.
matter
Yeah,
how.
no.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter how you get
Yeah,
there.
the fact there are challenges is
Irrelevant.
a weird addition to the form of secession, but it's not. It's not
But that has happened in other kingdoms.
there are other
I
monarchies.
was never
So-
denying that it wasn't a monarchy.
Okay.
What I was saying is that the way succession doesn't follow the standard monarchy.
But there are many
There's
monarchies,
actually monarchies where
where
it's like-
there is an elected or a
the
group.
Mongols. The Mongols. It doesn't go to the first son. It
Right,
goes to
whoever's chosen
and strong
by
enough.
the last Khan,
And
Okay.
strong
and then
enough.
he has to defend himself in
Yes.
combat.
Yeah.
then-
Similarly, in the Saudi Arabian monarchy, to go more recently.
Yes, MBS.
MBS, the current heir apparent, is not
the
firstborn.
No, it's not. Well, also,
didn't he murder a bunch of his brothers or something?
no, that
No.
you're thinking North Korea.
Oh, Kim Jong.
Who? Yeah, his brother
Will.
died
His-
somehow.
Right.
He
His
died.
uncle perished in a mysterious way.
Right.
No, and also his brother died because there was some thing in South Korea or China where he got poisoned by these Instagram.
Anyways, we're now
Anyways,
over 2 hours. We haven't even gotten to the phase episode 3, our
Three.
third segment.
So, okay, Dev, worst TV show. Like, no, okay, I'm again not worst, but just the most disappointing. If you have one, if you don't have one, that's okay.
Maybe the second season of Riverdale. I think it would be.
Patrick's the same way. He couldn't watch it. He started watching
I
it. And gave
did
up.
watch it, but I'm not a huge fan of Riverdale. I really liked Sabrina the Teenage Witch though. The
Iron Fist 2.
Yeah. No, Iron Fist 2 wasn't terrible.
What was your most disappointing?
Because it was better than Iron Fist 1.
No, but for the year, was it your most disappointing?
Sure, why not? We'll say that. Although no, I still want to say Riverdale.
Really?
Yeah,
Well,
Patrick, season 2 of Riverdale.
and Patrick's the same.
most
He started. He gave up in his third show. He couldn't watch it past that. Paul,
I have been watching a lot of TV shows, so I have not.
Blake.
The reboot of Magnum PI.
I didn't
even
watch that.
bother.
I didn't
watching
bother.
It was okay, but I just
Actually, for me,
as far as my limited viewing time, it was like,
it's
what?
either
No.
Jessica Jones season 2 or
And-
Luke Cage season 2.
Also,
Oh, really? I
couldn't.
Luke Cage
I
season
couldn't.
2.
Legion season 2.
Yeah. Oh no, because
I just
didn't get into it.
Legion.
Legion is a quality show,
Small liar.
but it
Repack.
requires
my vote now.
so much
Ooh.
attention
You didn't like Legion
Yeah.
2?
and,
No. I'm saying I want to change my
and
best
everything.
to Legion season.
And like I wanted to get into it, but I have so many distractions in my life.
Mm.
Like Legion is a show where you actually need
Yeah,
to be completely focused
Yeah.
on the show
that's true.
for the 44 minutes.
And like
You
every
know,
episode too.
yeah.
Like,
Actually,
because they really tie
For
together.
my favorite, it happened at the beginning of the year, so I'd forgotten it.
Mhm.
But season 3 of crap, what was it?
You've forgotten again.
Yeah, I forgot again. I have to do a search. It was that sci-fi show with
Not Dark Matter.
the other one.
Killjoys.
Killjoys.
No,
The other
The
one.
Expanse.
The Expanse.
The Expanse.
The Expanse.
I really like The Expanse. I don't know if I put it as favorite, but I really
And-
Killjoys was good too.
Damn it,
Killjoys
Yeah.
was great. I'm really
I-
sad it's gotten canceled.
The reason I was going to say
Any good show we have fucking gets canceled.
the reason I was going to say Luke Cage season 2.
Actually, I totally disagree with that.
No,
Luke Cage
I
season
liked
2
it.
was
I liked. Don't get me wrong. But of the levels of which is more disappointing.
So you're less disappointed by Luke Cage season 2 than Iron Fist season 2?
Yes, because Iron Fist season 1 was so bad.
And
They could
Jessica
only
Jones
get
season
better.
Yeah,
See,
actually,
I found Jessica Jones season
because
2 to be
I
worse.
didn't see where they were going with Luke Cage taking. I don't want to say anything to Dwayne.
No, don't worry. I know how. Like
He takes over
when
I haven't seen
when it got canceled. The ending of Luke Cage season 2 was a big part of that news because
Right.
they basically left it on a cliffhanger, so to speak.
Yeah, and
His status quo is just so different at
Yeah,
the
and
end of
that's-
season 2.
see, this is where.
I did find it interesting.
ruin it for
because-
No, okay. Daredevil season 3 has no crossovers with
Any of them.
any of them.
Yeah.
And you're going when you watch Luke Cage and you watch Iron Fist, you're like, but
Does it reference any?
No, but they're in different
Like even
They
parts
don't.
of,
They don't
uh,
reference characters. Show up and contribute.
usually
to
the legal
plot
the law
in their
firm
own way.
the law firm is usually the biggest one that does the crossovers or the medic.
The Night Nurse.
Yes.
Yeah.
But in this one, Daredevil, when you watch Daredevil season 3, you're like, but Luke Cage season 2 would have been a perfect way to like.
Yeah, but at that point, Luke Cage had already been canceled.
No, he hadn't been canceled yet.
It came out. Daredevil
Perhaps
Daredevil
Disney
was
knew.
unique in that the cancellation notice came out not all that long after. Daredevil season 3 is the most recent Marvel
Yeah.
Netflix show,
Yeah, that's true.
and the cancellation notice came out almost immediately after Daredevil season 3 dropped.
Yeah. Whereas
Luke Cage and
was like
Iron
months.
Fist, meanwhile, there was a span of months
Yes.
in between when they dropped and when they announced
also,
the
like,
cancellations.
because they didn't know, like, season 3 Daredevil was there could have been so much with season 2 Luke Cage in there they didn't do.
Yeah.
So anyways,
Well, the thing
that's why I'm
is,
saying Luke Cage for me was my disappointment.
I will say, after Defenders, if they hadn't cross-pollinated, I'll say, instead of crossover, really, Luke Cage and Iron Fist, I would have been very disappointed.
But they did.
Because a lot of the appeal of those two is their friendship.
And that I liked. Luke Cage, and in Luke Cage, you did have Iron Fist popping over, which
in
worked.
Iron Fist, you had Misty Knight show up, which is a good
And
thing.
again, it's very disappointing because when you're watching Luke Cage season 2, you're like, they're talking about Heroes for Hire, and you're like, oh yes, I want to see Heroes for Hire, and then
you will on Disney's
on
streaming.
Disney. Well, maybe.
No.
There is a question as to whether or not Disney would be able to use any of the material
because
from
Netflix.
the Netflix shows.
Yes.
And material extends to cast.
Yes. And well, this
So there is
of all the people
debate.
of all the companies that could do it, Disney would be
Disney
the ones
can
like,
pull it off.
let
Here's a
me
ton of money.
Yeah, how much
We'll
you
just
need?
do whatever the fuck
How much you need?
Yeah.
Should we add another zero?
But that hasn't occurred
No.
yet.
we
And
can add another zero.
it's also questionable. Like, the thing with Netflix is the great benefit to the Netflix way of doing things is that Netflix is one of the only media providers out there that actually know their numbers exactly.
Yeah, and they don't tell us.
They know everything.
Yes.
They know how many times you've watched something. They know if you've restarted an episode midway through. They know if you skipped to the end of an episode just to see the end of the episode. They know all
And
of
they don't
it.
tell people.
And they don't tell anyone.
Yeah.
So,
And that's where people are like, because Luke Cage are like, okay, it was a 70 out of 100 on Rotten Tomatoes, which is actually, for a TV show,
pretty good.
pretty good. So you're like, I know it's because Disney's eventually going to be taking over everything, but you're like, why would they cancel?
Well, it's not so much that Disney is taking over everything, because the contracts, as I understand it, with Netflix allowed things to keep moving forward if Netflix wanted to. But the thing is, I can understand
Them not
why
wanting to.
Netflix wouldn't want to be in a partnership with a company that is creating a competitor to Netflix.
Right.
Yes.
So
And has bigger pockets.
yeah.
Because let's face it, if all the people with the pockets that could be, you don't want it, we'll just give away for free because we
So,
can.
I mean, I'm active on a website called themarysue.com, and it's basically genre stuff from a feminist
yes.
perspective. And I'm on there a lot, largely because, I've got a little girl, she's interested in genre stuff. And so I like keeping my head in that space. And so for example, they're also very supportive of the LGBTQIA or whatever.
LGBTQ2 spirit.
Yeah. Anyways,
'Cause
I
I've
can never
just
keep the acronym
LGBT,
straight.
No. LGBT.
Just
Anyways, so for example, there was a very big fandom represented there for Sense8, the Wachowski sisters and J. Michael Straczynski Netflix original show.
Very, very good show, by the way.
Yeah,
At least the first
I keep meaning,
Patrick's worst movie was Incredibles 2 because he mentioned she was a Mary Sue. Elastigirl was like a Mary Sue.
yeah, kind of. So it got canceled by Netflix, and people were kind of up in arms about it and everything. And I'm going, like, in that case, there really wasn't anything outside like the Disney thing. And we're going, look, the only reason Netflix is going to cancel anything is that it's not drawing enough eyeballs to make it worth it for them. Because they actually know. I mean, like, the ratings for North America's big four networks are driven by an
Nielsen's.
archaic piece of
Nielsen's.
technology that only works in the continental United States.
And even then, not really.
And even then, is not really representative of what's actually going on. So you can always make an argument of, the ratings don't tell the whole story when it comes to something on ABC, Fox, or NBC or CBS. But with Netflix,
You know for sure.
if they're the ones only putting the money in, they know, and so that happens. So I wouldn't have called just to hi Pat, just to comment on Incredibles 2. I didn't really find Elastigirl as a Mary Sue.
See, I didn't either. Not in the way that Ray is.
It's just because that's what he was saying. He's saying he felt she was a Mary Sue in the whole thing. Like she could have been better developed and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, I suppose. It wasn't something I saw, but
Okay,
I can't really discount it either.
Can we close last segment too already? I'm going to get bored with this.
All right, let's close it off.
Well, there's still news and rumors coming up.
No, there isn't.
No, news and rumors we'll save until next year's
Yeah.
episode.
What?
Yeah.
First episode of next year, we'll save it for that.
Sounds good.
It's time to move on to segment 3, the trivia challenge.
That's all you wanted to do.
In fact, the Star Wars trivia challenge.
This is the entire
And in
time.
fact,
Oh,
specifically,
I'm going to.
specifically Star Wars trivia challenge about the first trilogy, the original trilogy.
Okay. I might do have these.
Everyone has in front of them a buzzer. Everyone has a different. Hold on, don't press them yet. I'm going to say everyone has a different sound for their buzzer. That one's Patrick's. Paul?
It's very long.
It's very low. Paul's is like a little ding.
Yeah, and here's mine.
I like that one. And so,
That's supposed to have the longest.
Paul, I need you to reach behind you at the other box there.
So many comments, so little time.
Ow, that hurts my knee. Fucking knee.
Compensating, are we? No.
No. Because I have a small bladder, so I have to like.
Listen, these were taken at random, so like no one knew what their.
No, I
nose
had
was
no
gonna
idea.
be
Well, I said I
before.
wanted blue.
This is
Kinda.
this box. I have this box at home.
Oh, Patrick says something.
Trivial Pursuit, invented by Canadians.
Yes.
But more importantly, Trivial Pursuit
Oh.
doesn't have batteries.
Sorry, Patrick is saying Daredevil was Netflix's 4th most popular show when it was canceled. We don't really know that. We actually,
Yeah,
Patrick, we don't know that for sure
there
because we
are-
don't see the numbers.
You wanna
There
try
are
this or what?
companies out there who
You wanna
like
play
to
the game?
speculate
We have a
as
purple
to what's
plunger for you.
popular on Netflix. They're mostly social media aggregators
Yes, exactly.
to see how much buzz a Netflix property has on social media. But nobody has the numbers.
Yeah,
except
just
Netflix.
because a show has buzz doesn't mean it's being watched a lot. Because
Yeah.
the reactions to a lot of stuff can actually be more than people watched it. Like this goes back to the
So it's just random, right? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
And some, yeah.
Like Firefly.
Well,
Firefly, there was more social reaction to it being canceled than there was actually people than it was popular.
mhm.
So just because there's a lot of social media reaction to something doesn't mean the show's actually per se successful to the broadcaster.
Okay, much more importantly, here we go with the first annual Star Wars Trivia Challenge.
You're just dissing
We're
Patrick.
doing this
Yeah,
next
totally.
year.
You're just look him in the face.
We're doing
Look
this-
him in the face.
Patrick, I'm totally dissing you 100%. No problem at all. If you had been here, you'd have your own plunger, but you're not here, so no plunger for you.
We don't need all of these open.
I don't need any of them open, actually.
No.
I'm just going to use these cards here.
Oh,
This
those
is-
ones?
which
He's
ones are
doing the
those
Star
ones?
Trek one.
These are the special
Oh, is that an
ones.
R2D2?
Yeah, it really is.
It doesn't
Oh.
work.
It
Anyways,
doesn't work.
so we're gonna
batteries?
be playing this game.
What sort of batteries does it take?
I don't know. We're gonna be
Small
playing this
ones.
game in 3 phases.
Don't
Hold on.
the batteries. I have AAA's.
It's
Yeah,
not
I'm
a
trying to
AAA,
get
it's
the
a
rules
small,
here.
like watch battery.
So in the phase 1, there will be 10 questions, and these will be free-for-all questions. They're each worth 1 point. In phase 2, each person will be given their own question in 5 rounds, and then you get to answer the question. And if you fail, someone else can sneak in and steal your points.
Okay, hang on a second.
These are worth 2 points.
Stop for a second.
Oh my
No, because
fucking
I'm
God.
gonna set it up so we can have the things ready for you.
Yeah, you do that.
But so I need to stop.
You don't.
Yes, I do.
I can keep telling
No,
you
because I need to okay.
The
There's
third-
how many phases? 3 phases?
3 phases.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
But all you need is 1 points tally per person.
no, I can do this sum.
I don't need you to. I just need 1 point tally per person. This is why all I needed was a piece of paper or a whiteboard. A small little whiteboard would have been
I don't-
perfect. How do you not have a whiteboard for gaming? I have one that travels with me every time whenever I go gaming. So 3 phases. Phase 1, 10 rounds. Free for all questions. Actually, I might increase that to 20 rounds because they're also going to go really quickly. Phase 2, each person is asked 5 rounds of questions. 2 points per question. If you get it wrong, someone else can steal your points. Phase 3, we're playing 5 rounds. 5 rounds of a game that I like to call 2 Jedi and a Sith. It's a takeoff. It's a Star Wars takeoff of 2 Truths and a Lie, or one True 3, which is a game played on one of my favorite TV podcasts, Tell 'em Steve Dave, where I will give you 3 statements, only 2 of which will be true, and you have to tell me which one is false. Again, this will
Are you playing or no?
I'm not playing.
I thought Jen was going to read the questions.
She's not. This will
Jen,
no. This will be a free for all. I'm running the game. You're playing the game. That's all there is to it. The last round is also a free for all round. So use your.
But there's 3 phases.
3 phases. That's correct. In phase 1, each correct answer is worth 1 point. In phase 2, each correct answer is worth 2 points. In phase 3, each correct answer is worth
3 points.
3 points. That is correct.
That's okay.
So I'm going to increase it to 20 rounds of free for all questions and 10 rounds for each individually asked question, and then 5 2 Jedi and a Sith questions. All right, Dwayne, you better get back here and get ready, because the first question is.
All right, let's go.
You ready? Who was the first character willing to trust Lando after Lando's betrayal in Cloud City? Paul.
C-3PO.
That is correct. It is C-3PO.
I'm doing the calculations.
Yeah,
here.
that's why I asked if everyone was ready.
You didn't say that. You said, Dwayne, are you ready?
I said, if everyone's ready, I'm about to ask the first question.
You didn't say that. You
If
said,
everyone's
Dwayne, are
ready,
you ready?
I'm about to ask the second question. Paul has 1
No,
point.
stop. Jesus.
Technically, you should be marking this down, not Pat.
Yeah, that is correct.
I'm trying to do this. Okay, just give me, stop. Jesus Christ.
That's super frustrating.
I gotta say, based on the first question, I am not optimistic of my chances for this game.
For fuck's sake, stop.
Listen, you will have your own questions to be asked in phase
And
2.
I'm not optimistic about those either. I mean, like I really love the Star Wars films, but I will confess it has been a very long time since I actually watched them.
Actually, yeah. I haven't watched them recently.
So Paul got 1 point for that, right?
Correct.
Okay, hang on. Stop. Don't go
we
further.
haven't gone.
No, we're already going to the second.
No, do not
Okay,
go to the
question-
second.
question
do
number
not-
2.
No,
Relax.
no.
Relax. I'm pouring myself some more Connemara Irish
Alcohol.
whiskey. So
Patrick.
I'm trying to do this properly so we have the numbers going fine.
I just need a whiteboard. I don't need you to do a spreadsheet.
No,
I
because
don't
at
need you
each
to
point,
do-
each phase 2, it's just.
You know we're live, right?
I know we're live.
Okay, it doesn't matter for the podcast because I can just edit out all this extra dead space, but we're live.
That was dead space.
So people are watching you fiddle around with a little tablet.
If
instead
you
of
let
actually
me
just
do
taking
this,
notes on a piece of
if you
paper.
let me do this instead of
all I really need is like a piece of paper. There's also the fact that I get to bug Pat, which is super fun, and frustrate him and get him all flustered while he's on live TV. How's that working out for you, Pat?
fuck you.
So
All right, question number 2.
Wait. He's having scotch. Can we have some scotch?
yeah, sure.
What do you need my
I
permission
have
for?
I have some of the Irish
No.
single malt. I also have one
Yeah,
lemon.
he has good scotch. Can we just switch to good scotch instead
Okay.
of that crap that I brought?
You brought. As long as we know it's you brought it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Uh,
We tried something new. It didn't work out. So we're having something good instead.
Yeah.
And look, Deborah, tumblers.
Oh, wow. You mean not in thimbles?
Oh, for fuck's
Because
sake.
we happen to be live on TV? Is that why?
For peated single malt is actually better. I'm not a big fan of the
Yeah,
peated
I hate
single
these.
malts.
I noticed that you're pouring very little of it into your glass at a time.
I don't drink a lot of single malt when I do.
Do you want another soap?
No, I'm good. I'm good. Thanks. I do love the whiskey rocks though. They're awesome.
Now, I did also bring snacks, but that's kind of when we go off air. It's not. For when
Yeah,
we're-
eating snacks on air
Yeah.
is not
Yeah.
easy.
Our listeners tend to really hate it when people are crunching away at stuff.
Don't blame them.
Paul, you not joining us?
No, I'm good, thanks.
All right.
All right. So
Not on an empty stomach.
Are you finally ready for question number 2?
yes, I am. Wait, let me.
All right.
Oh, you took it out of his plastic.
Yeah, you can take it out of your plastic.
I can. Okay, you told me.
Just make sure you keep the plastic because I want the plastic. I want it back in the plastic at the end.
Okay.
Because and this is a it's not a spoiler. It's a notice for people who are going to be attending the Canadian Tabletop Championships.
Which I have to talk about before. Can I talk about quickly because Joe said
No.
something? Joe said
Afterwards,
Okay.
at the end.
at the end. Okay.
On Saturday at I think starting at 8 p.m. I don't remember the specifics of what I sent to Joe, but I think Saturday at 8 p.m. we're going to be doing a Star Wars trivia challenge in the main hall.
But you're also running Star Wars the Friday.
That's not important. That's completely irrelevant. I'm talking specifically about Star Wars trivia,
Jesus.
where we're going to set up a little table with these 4 buzzers. Everyone's going to get 5 questions asked. So best of 5, and at the end you get a prize.
Can we do shots?
You can do shots whatever you want.
Because we're like, you get along and do a shot.
Just
You're not driving, Dwayne.
no, but just be aware that who knows whether the venue will actually let you have alcohol in there.
Oh no.
Oh,
no,
it's-
it's
we're
licensed
good. It's
venue.
licensed
We're
venue.
good.
But
Just checking.
none of that's relevant. The actual event that's going to be happening, it's going to be free for anyone to take part in. But we're basically going to have a table set up with 4 chairs, and 4 contestants will come. We're going to do Star Wars trivia, 5 rounds, and at the end of that 5 rounds, who the winner gets a prize, and then a new set of 5 people will
Well,
come.
before we go, Dwayne, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the scotch, John.
You're very welcome.
Cheers.
And welcome back.
Cheers. Thank you.
All right. The long-awaited, after 5 fucking minutes, question number 2. Pat, are you ready?
Yes.
Question number 2. Who was Luke Skywalker's best friend on Tatooine? Dwayne.
Pigs.
That is correct.
Yes.
Biggs Darklighter is the answer. 1 point for Dwayne. Question number 3. Where did a legion of stormtroopers lie in wait for a rebel strike team? Dwayne.
Endor.
That is correct. The planet moon of Endor.
I couldn't. it was
1
the only thing I
point
could think
for
of.
Dwayne. An entire legion
It was-
of my
it was-
stormtroopers.
It was the
Yes.
only. It was the only time I could think of where
I was
they were
thinking-
actually ambushed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
yeah.
and
Because I was
use the
thinking,
word
yeah, I was
legion.
thinking the original Yavin were like,
Nope,
they
there
were-
were no stormtroopers on
no, I
Yavin.
know because they thought it was the other moon of Yavin. Yeah,
Question number 4.
3, 4. I know. Just fucking with you, Jeff.
Who interrupted Han Solo and Leia's first kiss?
C-3PO.
That is correct.
Fuck.
It's funny.
I'm good. Yeah, yeah,
Both your
questions are
correct
C-3PO.
answers were C-3PO.
I think there
I am
think there
slightly
might be
rusty
a
at this. I
delay
used to be
in
like
your,
unstoppable.
in your
Yeah.
buzzer sound there.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah,
There might be a little bit of silence right at the start of the sound clip.
yeah. That's his goes right away.
We can't edit that, unfortunately.
No.
Okay.
I'll go meet. Can I go meet?
No.
Meet.
Yeah, sure.
Because there is a delay. Yeah, it's like
Question number, what are we on, 5 now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question number 5. This is the special edition. I don't like this. What city do fireworks explode above at the end of Return of the Jedi?
Coruscant.
Incorrect.
What?
Incorrect.
They ex-
According to this card,
There were several. there were
in
several
Return of the
different
Jedi
ones.
Special Edition, what
Yes.
city do fireworks explode above at the end of?
Coruscant.
Incorrect.
The special edition.
That's what I thought, but I could be wrong. What's the answer?
Paul, it's up to you.
Paul, you can
Still
You can steal this point.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to think back to the.
because we both given up.
Yeah. I'll draw.
No, it
It's
That
a
would be a neat trick.
wasn't. That would be a neat
Give
trick.
Paul, give
yeah.
up.
Paul, 5,
Uh,
4,
I give up.
3, 2,
That's been.
1. Incorrect. Correct. Cloud City on Bespin would have
But
been
they also
the correct
do.
answer.
They also do it over Coruscant.
I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, what other
correct
city?
answer on this card?
Fuck off. They
is
do it in
Cloud-
Coruscant.
The correct answer on this card is Cloud City.
That's bullshit. They do it in Coruscant.
I don't know what to tell you.
They
The
did
correct
do it in
answer.
Coruscant.
They
but
did do it in Coruscant in
They
special
did,
edition.
they did it in both, which was stupid. They bounced to all the
Question
different
number
series.
6. What did Greedo said he'd been looking forward to for a long time?
No
Greedo?
idea.
Patrick.
Meaning or getting Han Solo.
Close.
The getting the bounty.
Shooting him.
No, getting the bounty. Wasn't shooting him.
Incorrect.
Shooting him?
Paul?
Shooting him?
Incorrect. Well, close.
Yeah,
Would you
again.
like to rephrase?
No.
Killing him?
Correct.
Oh, that's-
It is indeed killing Han Solo. A point for
God
Paul.
damn it.
Damn it.
Question number
I just don't care anymore.
7. Who was the first character to
Meh.
mention-
Boba Fett.
Let him finish reading this.
Incorrect. Who was the first character, the first character to mention Lando Calrissian by name?
Han Solo.
Oh, you didn't buzz in.
No, I didn't.
Meh.
You've already answered. Incorrect.
Wait, go.
Okay, fine.
Dwayne.
Han Solo.
That is correct.
Thanks, Paul.
You're welcome. I should have buzzed in. You just can't. You looked at me, so I thought you were acknowledging
You gotta
me,
buzz.
so I didn't buzz.
It's buzz. You gotta buzz in, man.
Whatever.
Make it from our question.
Question number 8.
8.
Who did Darth Vader choke to death aboard Princess Leia's consular ship? Paul.
Captain Antilles.
That is correct.
That was force choked.
No, hand choked.
He hand
Lifted him in the air.
That was Captain Antilles?
Yeah.
That was Captain Antilles.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, which is funny because they mentioned him in the.
I always
Awakens.
got him and Wedge mixed up
No,
all the
I'm-
ways.
Rogue One.
I'm assuming
Rogue One,
he must
yes.
have been related to Wedge.
He's not.
He's not.
No?
Ironically enough, it's like a name like Smith.
He's from. He's from.
Until he's
Yeah,
a Smith.
he's
Okay,
from-
we're
He's
good.
from. He's from Alderaan, and Wedge was from Corellia.
Okay.
What vessel did Admiral Akbar fear the rebel fleet wouldn't last long against at point blank range? Paul.
The Executor of the Imperial Super.
Incorrect.
Meh. Death Star 2.
Incorrect.
No idea.
Imperial Star Destroyers.
Really, just
Regular
I thought it
Imperial.
was
Yeah,
the Super
we
Star
won't
Destroyer.
last long at that range against against the firepower of an Imperial Star Destroyer.
Okay.
Really, because
was-
those ships were known the ones that they were flying.
The home ships
Yeah, the Mon Calamari ships were equivalent to Star Destroyers.
Yeah,
in size, not in firepower, because the
because
Mon Cal,
that's true because
the
they,
Mon
they're
Cal
not
home
they were
ships.
they were converted
Exactly.
from they weren't
They weren't meant for war.
They weren't
Yeah.
military ships.
Question number
Uh,
9.
No, hang on. 10. Because
So
nobody
nobody got
answered
that
for.
No one answered the last one. Correct. How many TIE fighters chased the Millennium Falcon after it escaped from Hoth?
Special edition or normal? Because it changes in the special edition.
I would guess the
This is
regular, the normal.
this was a special.
This
edition
is a
box.
special edition box, but when it's specifically mentioned special edition, when it was about a special edition.
5.
Incorrect. Paul,
4.
that is correct.
I was going 3.
I was thinking 3, but that
Yeah.
was
No, they
more-
always
that was
go, they
more
always
the
go
Death
in pairs of
Star.
two.
That
That was more the Death Star
correct.
chase.
Yeah,
Vader and 2 TIE
I
fighters.
should just
Yeah.
give up. and
No,
just start.
that was the trench run.
Yeah, the trench run. That's what. That's
Oh.
what like,
Oh no,
that's what I was
it's
remembering.
Oh,
escaping the original. Death
Patrick's
Star.
saying Coruscant is a planet, not a city.
That's right. That is correct.
Shut up,
Although, to be fair,
The whole planet is a city.
Coruscant is a planet city.
Yes, it actually is. Yes, it's a planet city. It's not. It's the whole thing is one.
Question number
Thanks, Matt.
It's a hive
11.
city. Wait. Yes.
What handheld device did C-3PO use to contact Luke in the trash compactor? Paul,
Comlink.
that is correct.
Handheld one.
Yeah, Comlink.
What handheld device did he use? That was the question. Question number.
We played the Star Wars thing. They have comlinks in the game. Why don't you know this?
I know it's a comlink because I
Why
saw him
did you
holding
say
it.
Question number 12.
I forget I have to do the.
Hmm.
Who did Luke attempt to contact for help in escaping the Death Star's tension block?
With the tension block.
Yes.
C-3PO.
That is correct.
Yes.
I would have answered it, but I didn't want to have another C3PO. As soon as he said, who did he try to contact? And I'm like C3PO. I'm like, I can't say it because then I'll be number 3.
You can say it. Question number 13.
12.
No, the last one was 12.
Oh, yeah, 13.
What vessel did C-3PO refer to when asking, "Are you sure this thing is safe?"
Millennium Falcon.
Incorrect. Paul.
Escape pod.
That is correct.
It's not a vessel.
It is a vessel.
It is a vessel.
Escape pod is not a vessel.
Once it leaves
Escape
the ship,
pod is not a
once
vessel.
it leaves the ship, it's its own ship.
It's not a vessel. It's
Sure.
not a ship. It's not a ship at all. There's no
Now
steering.
you're arguing
There's
the
no
semantics.
Incorrect. There is steering in an escape pod.
There's no.
If you actually
Patrick.
if you look at the movie,
Patrick.
there were thrusters on that escape
Yeah,
pod.
no, but that's what the
Patrick,
escape pods do. They escape.
If you abandon ship on a current ship and you get into a lifeboat, can you steer that lifeboat? Is it its own vessel?
No, it's
You
not a
are-
vessel.
You are incorrect.
It's-
You're 112%
The
incorrect.
destination of a vessel is different from a life pod.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
Anyway, question.
If you're talking seafaring things, a vessel is different from a pod.
It is not.
Anyways,
Question number 14?
Yeah.
13?
14.
14. What were Han and Lando promoted to before the second?
Generals.
That's correct. Oh, are you only adding points for yourself?
No.
Are you not adding everyone else's points?
Good God.
This is Pat's first point.
That's my first fucking point.
Is it really?
Yes. I just don't care.
Question number 15.
Yeah.
How many prongs do stormtroopers' grappling hooks boast?
4.
Correct. Oh, no, sorry. Incorrect. Incorrect.
Oh,
3.
3. Correct.
that's 4.
No,
That's
it's you can see it on
it's a
Luke's thing.
three-prong.
It's 3-prong.
Yeah.
When it wraps around the thing and hooks to itself, you can see 3.
Question number 15. Did we lose the live stream?
No,
Oh, okay.
it's just a mouse move.
But are we at 16?
This is 16, pretty sure.
Yes.
10, 14,
17,
15. 15.
We have one with no
only
answer.
one,
Yeah.
only one. So we're 15.
15. Okay.
Yeah, but you have
That's
oh
9,
you're-
10,
sorry,
14,
right,
15. 15.
math skills.
Math skills, no good.
What planet, according to Han, doesn't have enough life forms to fill a space cruiser?
I'll take a guess. Tatooine.
Incorrect.
Dagobah?
Incorrect. Dagobah is filled with creatures. That's the exact opposite.
Oh,
Too late. You've already answered it
What was the
correctly.
question again?
What planet, according to Han, doesn't have enough life forms to fill a space cruiser?
yeah. I fucking should have got that one.
5, 4,
I can't remember.
3,
Hoth.
2, 1. It is correct. Hoth.
Yeah. Because it's a fucking ice planet.
It's an ice planet with only
Nothing.
like 5 creatures on it.
Yeah.
That's not true. If you play the Star Wars game, there's
No,
lots of them.
no, based on the
Fine.
movies,
I
based on the
know.
movies, he's someone that's
Yeah, I know.
He's also wrong. I
He
mean,
is.
like,
Right. It's
You
an
know.
entire planet.
yeah,
Yeah.
and,
But it's going off the fact that
But that's the quote
but it is
that
what
was
he said.
That was
correct.
quote.
Exactly. That's the quote from the movie.
so 16.
How many years did Yoda train as a Jedi?
That's,
800.
That is correct.
that's an interesting one.
When 800 years,
You
Yeah.
age.
Well,
No,
that's technically his
his
age.
That was
But that is the correct answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 17?
because that's the only time. Yeah, 11, 15, 17. Yep. Because we got 2 incorrect now.
What star system was the Falcon in when it detached itself from the Avenger?
Oh, Jesus. Oh. Alderaan.
Incorrect.
That's right. No, that was the whole. Oh, fuck. It was after Alderaan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's way after all.
Yeah, it is way.
Wasn't the whole detection thing in Empire?
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
After-
so
after Han.
that's way.
After
Yeah.
the asteroid field.
Yes, after the. No, I know. I was thinking. They mentioned it only once.
I'm drawing a blank.
Of course,
The
it's
correct-
trivia.
The correct answer is the Anowat system.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I would remember.
I actually would have gotten that.
18. Number 8, question 18.
I would, because I played
Are we-
the
how
game
many-
Star Wars Rebellion,
Oh yeah,
Is
which
it-
takes place in the Anoa system and
Dev,
has one of the
it's
ships.
20 questions per.
20 questions. For the
Okay,
first
so this is 18.
This is 18. What did R2D2 use to free his friends from an Ewok net trap? Paul.
a little tiny saw.
That is correct. A saw.
A story.
I remember that from the
19.
family.
No, that's C3PO.
I remember it from the Family Guy episode. He's like, "Now I got a little saw."
Shut up, Meg. Shut up, Meg.
Question 19. What two things were the droids bringing to Jabba, according to C3PO's translation? Two things. Was C3PO
2 things.
bringing
Oh, yes.
to Jabba the Hutt?
One was Luke. Sorry, shit. Oh, man.
Technically, Platt was first.
The 2 droids.
There,
C3PO and the translator.
there's another thing though.
No, the 2 things.
Incorrect.
Oh, damn. Dwayne.
Dwayne?
It was basically the message and the droids themselves, which is close.
I'm going to give it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to you. The correct answer is a message and a gift. And the gift
Gift
was
was
the
the 2
droids.
droids. Yeah.
So technically, you are correct.
Because I remember, like, the droids
I
were
think at
the.
one point 3PO actually says gift.
Yeah,
What gift?
yeah, what gift? Yes, exactly.
We are
That
the
is-
gift. Wait,
that is
what?
exactly
What?
right.
Yeah.
So this
Last-
is last question for round 1, worth 1 point each. Who aimed the blaster rifle that the disguised Leia? What? Who aimed a blaster rifle at a disguised Leia for threatening Jabba? This is a very poorly worded question.
Meh. Bubba Fett.
It's Boba, but yes, that is correct. So that brings us to end. Brings the end to round 1.
Okay, at the end of round 1, Paul is in the lead with 10.
Wow!
Dwayne has 5.
Wow!
I have 3.
I have 5. Well,
Okay.
one of those is because of Paul.
So the next 15 questions are going to be individually directed,
Worth 2 points each.
worth 2 points each.
Yeah,
So,
wait, individually directed?
yeah, as in I will ask Paul the first question. If he is incorrect, you guys may steal the
Okay, I
points.
gotta pee then, because I
Okay.
have small bladder. We all know
Well, I'll wait till you come back, actually.
this. Okay.
And in fact, I'm going to go pee as well.
Get in line.
Yeah, it'll be a line. So we're going to take a quick pause as Devin goes to pee.
If you actually want me to pause the recording,
No.
okay, we should leave
We'll
this.
just edit out we'll edit out the
I gotta
deck
stand up and move around.
Oh.
Yeah, it's going about as well as can be expected. No one knows Star Wars as well as I do.
Excuse me?
When Jennifer was asking these questions, I missed 2 out of 25.
Okay, that's a pretty good record.
She was like shocked at how I would get these most obscure questions correct. We went through what, maybe 10 of those cards of 5 each.
That was probably about. I used to.
50 questions.
I mean, it was about 8 years ago where I just read those for fun on my own.
We have some comments on the live feed.
Oh, we do?
2
Okay.
of them.
Yep.
From Extreme Tabletop Gaming.
Yep.
That's your buddy, right?
Yep.
The 4-legged spider has returned and looks amazing.
Yes, it
So
does.
there you go, Paul.
So have a seat there,
So-
Dwayne. Grab a seat. So the thing is, like I said, like the Marvel guys, the reason they do better than DC, one of the other reasons they do better than DC, is they do nuanced villains.
Well,
Because
it's interesting you say that because a lot of the complaints about the Marvel movies have been the villains have been
well, they up until now,
forgettable.
yes,
But Killmonger, I think, worked very well.
Thanos.
Thanos has worked very well.
Well, I'm also like the Netflix ones too. Like
Netflix ones, yes.
there's
absolutely.
like Daredevil, like Kingpin is so more nuanced.
Lots of people really like Cottonmouth
Yes.
from the first half of Luke Cage season 1.
Cottonmouth, great, was great. Like
I think Mariah is quite interesting. I understand that there's a lot with her.
yes,
In
people. I don't know why
season 2.
people didn't like her too much because she worked well. She was like the background villain. Like she's similar to Lex Luthor, right? It's like I don't have any powers myself, but I have influence, and also
No,
it's
I
the
mean, like let's face it. I mean, like if you're doing a street level show set in Harlem, why not have one of your villains be a corrupt politician? It works.
it does, and also it's the
Luke Cage season 2.
yes. Well, it's also goes back to the
Luke
thing,
Cage season 1 as well. I mean, Mariah may have been secondary for the first half,
but she became the big
Mhm.
one. And it's same as Kingpin. I think I'm doing the best for the city. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
but he's
taking-
got a twisted view of what's correct.
yes, but in her mind and his mind, this is what they think. This is what the city needs. I'm doing like yes, I'm making some shortcuts. I'm doing some things that aren't the best, but I'm doing it in the end.
I get to cut all this out.
I know you do.
Yeah.
But
We're
live.
just killing time, and if there's anybody
Wait,
watching
Dev,
live,
just do it. Do it.
Yeah.
Actually,
We are here to pop
you up. On Sprockets,
I am Hans, and I am
And
Franz.
and now on Sprockets,
Wow.
we dance.
That's,
Now is the time on Sprockets when we dance.
Saturday Night Live.
Yep.
So-
I actually need to tape Saturday Night Live tonight. Jason Momoa is
Nice.
hosting Saturday Night Live tonight.
I watched one of his recently, Braven or something like that, where it's
Is he
something
a
that
native Indian on a reserve?
Frontier.
No, not
No.
Frontier. It's modern time.
it's modern times.
Red Nation?
No, Braven.
No, I'm pretty sure it's called.
No, it's called Braven. It's on Netflix right now. He's
Is it a movie or
Is this one
it's
of
a
his
movie.
New Zealand
Oh, it's a movie.
stuff?
it's a new movie. Yeah.
So there's a TV show where he's a main character. And it's called Red Nation,
Yes.
and it takes place on an Indian reserve. But the main character is technically a sheriff, a white man who
Yeah.
kind of is also in charge of the native reserve.
Okay.
It's a weird show, but I really liked it.
Okay. So now the first question is directed
Okay,
towards
so the
who?
first question will be directed towards Paul.
Because he won the last.
Technically, we'll say that's why, but it's because he's the first person on my closest to me.
Well, that's because he's.
How many troopers did Leia shoot when she was discovered aboard her consular ship?
Well, that's an interesting one.
If
I
you
like
get
that
this,
one.
if you get this question wrong, the others may steal.
Mm-hmm. 2.
Incorrect.
Zero.
Incorrect.
I didn't think she shot anyone.
I'm going to
Sure.
pass because I thought it was 2. So I'm going to pass.
The
was
correct
probably
answer
one.
was 1.
1. Okay.
Okay,
So
so
halfway between what Paul answered and what Pat answered. So no points for the first question.
I'm just going to just keep track of how many incorrect ones.
Sure.
Fair enough.
So Patrick, this first question is to you.
Oh no, it should be Dwayne. We'll go Dwayne.
I'm going round in a
Just
row.
go around the circle.
I'm just going round circle. Patrick, this question is to you. What massive vehicle did stormtroopers destroy while searching for R2D2 and C3PO?
Sandwalker, Jawa Sandwalker.
Do you want to be more specific about what it's actually called?
Sandcrawler.
That's correct, a sandcrawler. 2 points for Patrick. Dwayne,
All right.
who drove the land speeder when Luke went to search for R2D2?
Luke did.
Incorrect.
3PO?
Patrick,
Wow.
Obi-Wan.
incorrect.
C3PO.
You didn't buzz in.
What the hell? Was the last option left?
That's not the point.
Give him the,
I will give you the 2 points.
Good God.
It was C3PO.
You sure it wasn't Ben?
It wasn't
No.
Ben.
No.
On the way to
They-
search.
They,
They haven't met
met
yet.
Ben Kenobi.
Oh, right.
during
Oh,
the search.
shit. So, 'cause
I
after-
will remember to buzz in at all times.
Thank you. No, not when it's your turn.
Is it my
And,
turn?
and in fact, it is your turn,
Okay.
Paul.
You gotta buzz in now.
Apparently.
No.
You call me like I'm fucking buzzing all the time now.
Who told Luke that he would suffer his father's fate if he failed to take the Emperor seriously?
Yoda.
That is correct.
It's 2 points per, right?
Correct. Patrick, next question is to you. Who thought the Jawas were trying to rip him off when he asked, "Hey, what do you think you're trying to push on us?"
His uncle. Oh, Jesus Christ, Luke's uncle.
I need you to be more specific.
I know. Baru.
Incorrect.
That's his aunt. That's his aunt.
Uncle Owen.
That is
Uncle
correct.
Owen,
Uncle
yes.
Owen.
Because
And
Baru's the
Baru
aunt.
is his
Baru's
aunt.
the aunt.
That is correct. And she was not part of that scene.
No, she wasn't, but it was Owen.
Yeah.
It was Owen.
I've never actually seen it, but I still love the whole troopers thing. Of
Yeah.
going out there going, we've been out here a number of times
Yes.
before. Domestic disturbance call.
I can't believe you forgot Owen. I know it's Baru because I'm Baru. It's like Owen and
Yeah,
Baru.
Uncle Owen and Baru.
And Baru,
That's
yes. But I know I got it right, sort of.
correct. Dwayne.
All right.
What planet did Leia name as the location of a rebel base while being interrogated?
Oh.
No, don't got it.
Dantooine?
That is correct.
Yes.
I mean, you should have been able to easily beat me with him. Yeah.
Because I saw how you were like,
So that's the end of round 2.
no, that's not. It's only been
No,
4,
that
5,
that was
6
two
questions.
questions. each.
2 questions per person. 2 questions per person.
You said 15 questions.
It's 15 total. No, it's 10 total.
Uh,
10
was
10 questions
6.
per person. So far, we've only done 2 per person.
Uh,
We're doing a total of 10 per person.
Oh, good God.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
God.
This is going to take a while.
I'm going to have like 1,000,000 points.
we've only done 6 questions so far.
Here,
We've only done 2 questions per person.
We have to do
Yeah.
6.
10 per person.
I know.
2 questions.
So
per
30
person.
questions in total.
30 questions in total. Yes.
Correct. All right, let's keep going.
Paul,
Yeah.
Man,
Let me
wait, cut.
let me get it wrong first.
what city are Han Solo and Jabba first seen? And this goes to the special editions.
What?
In the hangar with the Millennium Falcon.
What city?
Mos Eisley.
That is correct.
So I thought it said what scene.
No, what city? Patrick. What planet did Obi-Wan Kenobi book a passage for on the Millennium Falcon?
Meh. Alderaan.
That is correct. You don't need to buzz when it's your turn.
All right.
Dwayne. Who frightened away a group of sand people?
Kenobi.
That's correct.
Damn. Ready for that one.
I probably would have given it to you.
That was the end of round.
Actually, incorrect. It wasn't Obi.
Yeah, it was.
Nope. It was old Ben.
He did say Ben
I
Kenobi.
said Ben Kenobi. At
It was
that
old
point,
Ben. At that point in time, he was known as Old Ben.
well, if you're gonna get, I'll leave it up to him.
What is the answer on the
The
thing
answer
thing?
on the card is Obi-Wan Kenobi,
Okay.
technically. But I will accept Ben Kenobi as the answer.
Because that's at the point in time he hadn't been called. Yeah.
Fine.
No, but,
That
okay,
was-
Dwayne
that was-
has now.
That was 3.
Paul's still a lead with 20.
Paul,
Yeah.
you are the next question.
Sorry.
You're the next contestant on.
Where was C-3PO afraid that he and
Masturbating.
R2-D2 would
Of
be
course.
sent to
Where's he masturbating?
after the stormtroopers boarded Leia's
I'm trying
constant
to
ship?
distract him.
That's not very polite, Pat.
Dude, you're ahead by double of us. So I'm trying to get any points I can here. So where was
Say,
he
what was the
masturbating?
question again?
Where was C-3PO afraid that he and R2-D2 would be sent to after stormtroopers boarded Leia's consular ship?
Hmm.
Oh, fuck.
This is a great question.
It is. Oh, my God. Oh, I think I know.
I'll give you 5 more seconds.
I'm going to pass.
Dwayne,
I think it was a garbage scow.
incorrect.
Okay.
The spice one's a Kessel?
That is the correct answer. However, you did not buzz in.
Okay.
To be 100% honest with you, I was thinking, I'm like, Jesus.
I will give you the points, though.
Thank you.
Because I did give Paul the points when he didn't buzz in.
Yeah. Because I'm going, I was like, oh, it was, yeah.
That's the end of the 4th round of questions?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hang on.
No, that was the beginning.
5,
of the questions.
this is the beginning of
6.
Because that was my question. I
No, we've had 5,
I'm the
6,
first one on.
Oh,
9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had
I
9
thought that was
questions.
Dwayne's question.
No,
No, that was my question.
That was his
Oh,
question.
Okay.
That was-
So,
yeah.
Pat, this is to you. What failed to function on the Falcon after Han boasted, "Oh yeah, watch this"?
Man, I don't have to do the hyperdrive.
That is correct.
That was one even I could get.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Dwayne, this is a question for you.
Oh, wait, before you do that, Dwayne, if you and I added our points together, we're still not equal.
I'm okay with that. I can accept that.
What device in front of Jabba's throne sends Rancor victims to their doom?
Trapdoor.
That is correct.
Yeah.
That was the easiest question I
Yeah.
could think of.
Yeah,
It's
that
like, please
that was
get that
a
right.
massive-
So now we're beginning round 5.
Sure.
Okay.
No, this should be round 6.
Okay, we've had 5, 6, 7. Okay, so 5, 6, 7, 11, 12. We've had
So this is
12
the start of
questions.
round 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one's for you, Paul. This is going to be a difficult question. What sector did rebel ground troops abandon to protect Hoth evacuation fighters?
Sorry, what?
What
Oh,
sector
I
did
I
rebel
can
ground
hear the
forces?
I can hear the voice on the radio talking about
Yeah.
this. I can't remember
Ignore.
what they said.
What sector did rebel ground troops abandon in order to protect the Hoth evacuation fighters?
Hey, guys watching, help me. Text. I can see it. Please help me.
I'm just saying. I'm gonna take a stab
Help!
and say yeah, Sector 7.
Incorrect.
You got it.
I keep thinking brown sector. For some
Incorrect.
reason.
Sector 4.
Incorrect. The correct answer was Sector 12. There's absolutely no reason why anyone would have gotten that.
Yeah, no. But I did mark it as another incorrect. We've only had 2 incorrect so far, so that's pretty good for us. That was a tough one.
This is to
Me.
Pat. Okay. What structure on Endor was Luke brought to in an Imperial Walker?
What structure?
What structure was Luke brought to in an Imperial Walker?
On Endor?
On Endor. That is correct.
Oh, what's this one?
I just know the
No,
answer.
I know. I just
Five? 4?
one of the Ewok
3?
tree houses.
Incorrect. Paul?
Imperial landing pad.
That is correct. A landing pad. Or a landing platform.
Landing platform. Yeah.
That's where Vader met.
Dwayne.
Yeah, they're chatting in the
What
lobby.
planet was Luke trying
I
to
thought that
land
was-
on
wait, hang
when
on.
his
I thought that was actually on the. Wait, Dave. I thought that was actually on the. He went
He turned himself in.
on the planet. Oh, for fuck's sakes! Yes.
That's right. He
Yes.
turned himself in
Wasn't
and
the forest moon of
permission to
Endor.
land
It
like
was
a dainty
on the
butterfly.
forest moon of Endor.
I thought it was like
an Imperial Walker takes him to the landing pad as a shuttle is landing.
Yes. No, I forgot about that. Yes. Yeah. It's a quick scene like that. Though.
Yeah.
Permission to land like a dainty butterfly.
Sorry. Go ahead.
So Dwayne,
Yep.
what planet was Luke trying to land on when his X-wing scopes went dead?
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah. Okay, Dagobah.
That's correct.
Yeah. Weird Al.
I love that song.
Oh, we actually matched Paul now.
Oh, I
You
gotta
wanna
work
go?
harder again. I gotta work harder.
Paul,
Yes.
what center on the second Death Star confirmed code clearances? This is a very difficult.
Oh, that's a fucking.
This is a
This is like a
very
level
difficult-
3 question almost.
Say that one more time.
What center on the second Death Star confirmed code clearances?
It's center.
Mm-hmm. What area? What?
Don't help him out too much here. Read the question as the question says.
What
And
center
this is the second
on
Death
the
Star?
second Death Star confirmed code
Come on,
clearances?
Paul.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not gonna get it either, but
Oh crap! What was it called? I can picture it in my head.
3, 2, 1. Man.
Okay. Anyone else?
I have no clue.
The command center.
Do you want to rephrase it?
Command sector. The command area. The command.
How many times you give him a chance to rephrase
The command.
The correct answer is the command station.
Do I get the command? The command sector. You said sector.
What?
Station.
You said sector.
What
What
center?
center?
Oh, command sector.
Command station.
Station. I should get that.
You do not.
Oh, for fuck. I should
I
get
gave
command.
you many opportunities to actually rephrase it to the correct answer.
Okay.
But I got the
but
command
But it's
right.
your turn.
But now it's your turn, Pat.
But I got command right. You have to
Yes.
give me that. Better than you did.
Notice all the
I'll
ones
go back.
nobody's getting are the ones that I can't. I'm giving up on too.
Yes.
How
yes, I have noticed that.
How many hollow monsters are visible on the Millennium Falcon's hollow game board?
Oh,
Jarek board.
Jesus Christ.
The
The
deck,
Jarek
the
board.
Jarek board.
I'll say 5.
Incorrect. Paul.
7.
Also incorrect.
Ooh.
They can guess.
Dwayne.
12.
The correct answer was 8.
I was like, damn it. I knew it was more than like 5, but like less
Yeah.
than 10.
Well, let's consider everyone. I'm trying to go like, okay, there's this one, and this one. Oh, wait. But after he kills one.
It's never.
Still
It
11.
never went away. It's still there, just dead.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's
Dwayne,
right.
the next question is to you. Who was in charge of all Rebel fleet operations during the second Death Star battle?
Admiral Akbar.
That is correct.
I was like, geez, if you don't get
They're
that.
I'm getting easier ones.
Okay, so we're
I
up
enjoy my
6,
luck.
10, 14, 18. Oh, wait, no. So 6.
22.
No, but that's divided by. This is divided by 2, right? So that's 6,
That was the end of 7.
10.
21.
30,
14.
32.
We're up to 18. No. Those are incorrect. This is 2 points per.
Yeah,
right.
There's
So divide by 2. 6, 4.
yeah. It's
That's
32
10.
divided by 2.
No, it's 28 divided by 2. Plus 4 incorrect.
14 plus 4.
18.
Okay, whatever. I'm at a loss. I don't remember.
We've had 18 questions, which is
Yeah, that
6
sounds
rounds
about-
per.
That sounds about right.
Oh,
That
I
sounds about
see.
right. So, what's up next for Paul?
So,
Maybe
Paul.
it'll be an easier one this time.
Maybe.
What ugly aliens did the actor Jack Purvis play the chief of?
The Ugnaughts?
That is correct.
The what?
He's right. It is the Ugnaughts that Jack Purvis played the chief of.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Who are the Ugnaughts?
You asked me. That was one of the pink questions, wasn't it? Very bottom of the list.
It is one of the.
Yeah, those are the ones that I always had trouble because they're the behind the scenes, the
Oh, I see,
actors,
I see.
and I usually never get those.
Ugnaughts are the little pig creatures that were on the
As soon as you-
Cloud City.
As soon as you
Oh,
said ugly guys, I was like,
Yeah,
Ugnaughts.
I don't even remember that. All right, what we got for Pat?
Oh, fuck off. I can tell. Just the way you're looking at it and laughing is like.
Well, okay. I'm going to ask you the actual question, and then I'm going to tell you what the original question I was going to ask you was.
Okay.
What was Luke planning, or where was Luke planning to go to have R2D2's memory erased?
Oh, the main city. Yes. Oh, fuck. It's not on Mos Eisley. That's the bar, the cantina, the fucking main city. I don't know. I just drew a blank.
Okay.
Tashi Station.
Incorrect. Paul,
Anchorhead.
that is correct.
Yeah.
What was the question you were going to ask him?
What color was the milk that served? What color
Oh.
was the milk served at Luke's farm?
Blue
That one
milk.
was. That was way
off.
too easy. Way too easy.
That was the give me that one.
That was way too easy. We couldn't do that one. Was that your question?
Yes.
Okay, so on to you, Dwayne. How many troops awaited the rebel strike force on Endor, according to the Emperor?
How many strike forces?
How many troops awaited the rebel strike force on Endor, according to the Emperor?
An entire battalion?
Incorrect.
An entire legion.
That is correct. And
Okay.
a legion of my stormtroopers.
Legion of my best
So
troops.
that was
Seven. Round 7, yes.
So we have 2 more rounds to go, 6 more questions total.
Oh, I hate when he starts laughing like that.
Paul,
Yeah.
what weapon did Obi-Wan Kenobi describe as clumsy and random?
Blaster?
Oh, thought you wouldn't give me the blue one? Fuck off. No, ask him a different one.
different one that you want
Yeah, ask him a different one. You wouldn't give me the blue one. The blast was like blue milk.
Okay. Where did Luke offer to take Obi-Wan Kenobi after viewing Leia's message?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
No. Mos Eisley?
Incorrect.
Anchorhead?
That is correct. It is Anchorhead.
Really?
I thought I'd
Yeah.
fool you by
That sounds-
giving you the
that-
same answer
that-
twice.
That sounds about right.
Because it was.
I can drop
Take
you
it
off.
as
But
Yeah,
Take
well,
it as
I
far as
wanted to
Anchorhead.
say Mos Isla one because I'm like, that's right out of the Old Republic. That's not right.
Patrick.
I thought he said 2 words, though. Anchorhead and Mos Eisley.
No.
He said Anchorhead.
Okay.
What speed can the Millennium Falcon make above light speed?
0.5?
That is correct. It is 0.5. Dwayne, your penultimate question. What is the center switch on a speeder bike used for?
The ignition switch.
Incorrect.
I mean,
No.
stabilization?
Incorrect.
Not ball.
Parking brake?
Also incorrect.
Shooting!
Also incorrect.
Okay, what is it?
Jamming comm links.
Oh, really?
okay.
What?
Yeah, he flips the center switch to jam their comm links.
Okay, we've had 8
Oh,
rounds so
okay.
far.
Yeah. No, 9.
8.
We were at 7 last time.
No. We just did 8. Okay,
Yeah.
24,
So this is
24 and
we're about to
38
Start,
divided
we're about
by
to
2.
start the 9th.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that wasn't your penultimate question.
No, we're starting.
This is your penultimate question, Paul. How
You
many
just, like, say
credits? How many credits did Boosh ask Jabba for?
Boosh.
Yeah, you need to know who Boosh is.
Oh fuck!
I do know who Boosh is.
I know who
I just
Boosh
don't
is.
remember when it was
How
ever
many?
asked.
I'm going to preface it by saying no more, no less.
Oh Christ! I'm gonna pass because I don't.
All I remember is this bounty hunter is my kind of scum.
Yeah, that's right. It's the exact same theme.
Meh.
Yep,
No more than 25,000.
incorrect.
I have no idea how much Leia was wanting for.
The correct answer is 50,000. No more, no less.
50,000. We were worth more than that in your game. That was number 9
That was
round.
that was for Paul.
Yeah, no, that was
This is the
yeah.
start of number 9.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah, that's
Gotcha.
good. Yeah. Oh, you fucker.
What weapons did the Ewoks use for their surprise attack on stormtroopers?
Okay, there's many weapons they use.
Right,
they use
but
bow. They use bow and arrows. They use clubs. They use rocks. They also use the.
That was on the walker.
That was on the
The
walker.
correct answer is bows and arrows for the surprise attack.
Okay,
That is correct.
They also use spears.
They did use
they use spears.
also
They
used
use
rocks.
bows and arrows,
as well.
rocks.
The bow was thrown at the speeder bike.
Yes. Yeah.
Dwayne, here's a question for you. Who was in charge of the Endor strike team?
Indoor strike team?
Oh, what's his
That was Han.
That's correct. Han
Yes, it
Solo.
was Han Solo because he was.
Oh, I thought you were
Yeah.
talking the Imperials. Oh,
Nope.
Good thing you answered that because I would have got it wrong.
I would have got it.
Your final question, Paul.
Who they talking?
What Star Destroyer located the Millennium Falcon during Vader's meeting with the bounty hunters? I've already mentioned it in a previous question.
Yes, you did. You did.
If you were paying attention.
Oh,
You did, but I remember what letter it started with, but I don't remember the name.
Paul,
I don't remember.
Anyone else?
the Excelsior. No.
I just remember it started with an A.
Yeah.
It is the Avenger.
Avenger.
Ah, darn it! I was gonna say Avenger.
Okay, so that was end of. That was
Hey,
Paul's question.
Paul's,
Final
that was
round.
Paul's
Yeah,
last question.
My last
At
question.
your last question, who was the admiral of Darth Vader's fleet during the Battle of Hoth? During the Battle of Hoth. Not prior to, not after, but during the Battle of Hoth.
Nima. Admiral Nima.
Incorrect. Paul,
Admiral Payet.
it is Admiral Pike.
Because
It was Captain Nida.
Nida.
Apology accepted.
Captain-
Captain Nida.
Sorry, yeah. No, I was like,
Dwayne,
I'm sitting there going, because there were so many guys that went through that.
Final question this round.
Who killed the first Imperial trooper on Endor?
I'm just going to take a guess and say Leia.
Incorrect. Paul.
Han.
Incorrect.
No, it's one of the Ewoks.
The first Imperial trooper.
The first Imperial trooper.
And I'm going to give you an additional hint and say it was a scout trooper.
Oh, crap. Okay.
Luke.
Incorrect. Chewbacca.
Chewbacca.
That brings to a close the end of round 2.
On to round 3. Okay.
On to round 3.
Wait, before we go. At the end of round 2, Paul has 28, Dwayne has 15, and I have 19.
Okay, so these questions are now worth 3.
How many do we have total?
There are 5 questions total. So the max you can get is 15 points, which will put anyone in the lead.
Your math's off?
How's my math wrong? 3
Oh.
plus. No, I got 8 right. That's 16 points plus 3, 19.
Okay.
I was putting 2 points per.
All right.
It's 2 points per. You had 9 questions correct.
Yeah, but
Which is
I
18
remember at the end of round 1, I had 20 points. That's why I was wondering now. Suddenly I have 20.
You couldn't possibly have
You
20.
had
No,
10.
I know
You
that.
had
You
10.
said-
You
said-
had
No,
10.
he had 10.
You had 10
You had
out
10
of the
points.
20.
He had 10.
don't-
He had 5.
Yeah,
I
had-
know. I'm not just.
What I
just
said-
remembered.
I
thought it
said
was
10, 5, and 3.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Oh, you did a update halfway through it. That's what you
Right.
said.
Okay, so
Yes.
Again, this is a free for all. I'm going to say, wait for me to say all 3 questions and answers, but one of the answers is going to be incorrect.
Oh, so wait, one's incorrect. You can tell which one's incorrect.
You have to tell me which one of those 3 options.
But we cannot buzz.
Actually, you know what? It won't be question and answer. It'll just be statements.
Okay, but you have to wait till you're done before you can buzz in.
If you're smart, you'll wait until I'm done all 3 of them before you buzz.
Once it's the first one.
Question number 1. Minox like to chew on power cables. 2. Chewbacca fired the first shot that caused an asteroid cave to rock and shake. Number 3. Luke noticed that the ground in the asteroid cave didn't feel like rock.
Luke.
Jeez, mine was overridden by all
correct.
3 of you.
That's 3 points for Patrick.
And there's only 5
What-
total?
Sorry, hold on. You had to guess which one wasn't real?
Which one was incorrect?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So 2 of them are correct answers.
Yeah.
Or
Because
statements.
Chewbacca's the first one that's shot,
That's correct.
and
And the
the Minox chewing power cable.
That's correct.
Luke wasn't there.
That's correct. So, statement number 1. Luke used his lightsaber to free himself from the sealing of the Wampa layer. Luke said he was investigating a crashed ship when heading back to Hoth Base. Hoth-
2. It was not a ship.
What was he investigating?
He was investigating a crash site. He wasn't sure what it was, but it wasn't a crash ship.
But what did he think that it was?
He think it was some sort of droid.
Incorrect.
Oh, not the state. No, that's the incorrect statement.
You're right. That is the incorrect statement. You're right.
Yeah. You didn't say I had to say what it actually was.
The correct answer was a meteorite.
Meteorite.
He was searching for a meteorite.
But it wasn't a ship. Yes.
It's hard to compete when Pat's so bloody loud you can't even hear the other one. Every time you do it, it spikes into the red for like
Well,
half a
because
second
mine.
long.
If not, I have a delay. Of like, Deb,
You don't
yours.
have to yell it so loud.
Deb, give me yours. There's no delay on yours.
I don't have mine. It's in that.
Because I'm saying there's no delay on that, is there?
I don't know.
Don't you give it a try?
Yeah, you can give it a
Worth
try.
a try.
No, but
Try a purple buzzer.
no, it's pretty quick.
That's pretty.
You want to use that one instead?
I'll use that one instead.
That's about as fast as mine, anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hang on, Paul's putting it away, so don't.
Press
Hit
it
by
accidentally.
accident.
Hey, I'm being nice to you.
Well, you're being fair. That's a difference.
Fair is nice.
So
Okay, question number 1. Darth Vader prevented Boba Fett from firing at Chewbacca in the carbon freeze chamber. Number 2, Luke Skywalker fired 4 shots. Oh, correction. Boba Fett fired 4 shots at Luke Skywalker in Cloud City. Princess Leia fired at Boba Fett's ship as it departed Cloud City. Paul,
The first one.
incorrect.
Leia did not shoot at his ship.
That is correct. It
Oh,
was
that's right, that was
Chewbacca.
Chewbacca.
Chewbacca that shot
And
the ship.
Lando.
No, Chewbacca.
No, it was just
You sure?
it was just
I
Chewbacca.
thought
Yep.
Lando shot.
Patrick, 3 for 3. Not bad.
Yeah,
You've already gained like
He's tied with me
9
now.
points.
Yes.
Jesus, and you were like all discounting this whole thing.
Yeah.
Are you cheating?
I'm using the force. I'm using the force.
Okay.
Sorry.
Lando and Chewbacca began the quest to locate Han Solo, frozen in carbonite. A T-16 Skyhopper was the ship that Luke used to practice flying skills back on his homeworld. Han Solo was hugged by Leia after the Death Star's sentry ships were successfully destroyed.
He was hugged by Chewie.
It was Chewie. Patrick, you're very good at this.
That's 4.
12 points.
The last one, though. You said 5, right?
Yeah, this is the last one.
Yeah.
Darth Vader was consumed by the dark side of the Force, according to Veda.
According to who?
According to Yoda.
Yes, I was gonna say what? Vader? Who the hell's Vader?
Darth Vader was consumed by the dark side of the Force, according to Vader.
Yoda.
That was what did I say?
Vader. I'm like,
That's our
Darth Vader was consumed by the dark side of the Force, according to Yoda. Yoda yelled, "Mine, or I will help you not," as he grabbed onto a piece of meat. Oh,
It was a light.
it was correct.
yes, it was.
And that's the last question. And I think speaking into the final.
No,
We're tied.
we're tied.
Oh, tiebreaker.
Tiebreaker. Okay.
Tiebreaker. This is going to be a free-for-all question.
And I'm out.
Okay, wait. Everyone, tiebreaker between Paul and I. I came on strong at the end. I started off really slow.
How many laser bolts did the Imperial Pro Droid fire at Chewbacca?
3.
That is correct. It is 3. So the winner of the first annual end of the year. No, the end of the year.
No.
The end of the year Star Wars trivia challenge was Patrick Leeson with 1 point.
Yep.
At
the
the
very
very end
end.
of like 30 questions, I think that were asked in total. That was super fun. I hope you
It was
guys
fun.
had a lot of fun
I
with
did.
this game.
I did have fun.
That was all right.
So, like I said, this is the kind of thing that we're going to be doing at the Canadian Tabletop Championship in May 3, 4, 5 weekend at the Rideau Curling Center.
Right. And speaking of which, just because I want to do this for Joe, because he did send us the message, just for the CTC. So there's only 21 weeks left, so make sure you go on the CTC site to get your tickets and everything to go ahead. It's definitely for kids and stuff like that, because there's going to be an area where kids can show up and paint and everything, so make sure you do that. There will be an open gaming area. That Meeples to go. Oh, I'm not sure who they are.
Yeah,
but
Meeples to go. They're the
Meeples
same
to go.
people who do the game area at Comic-Con, who do the game area at the what are those Geek
Geek Nation, or no,
No.
the Geek, the one at the
Geek Market.
Geek Market.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Same people.
Meeples to go will be there for the open area, open gaming area for
That's
the CTC. There will be tons of board games and as well as a whole bunch of other stuff for the family and everything that just do come up and just play and have fun. They're definitely going to be at the Rideau Curling Club, which is a huge area. There's 2 lounges, 10,000 square feet total, 2 bars in the kitchen. There is also parking. There'll be an internet package, feeding plan, and okay, what else? The tables. There's going to be at least 100 tables of 100 table challenge is underway. So in other words, they're going to have 100 tables of gaming all total done.
What he means by that is there's going to be 100 tables full of terrain that has been put together, painted, and prepared by a team of experts, I guess.
Yes. Well,
working on this challenge.
Yeah.
So now also his Extreme Tabletop Gaming won best table at the boys in Rochester recently.
The Boys GT.
The boys GT. So they're working with Nexa to do a whole bunch of stuff for more terrains and everything to make sure it's all going to be all set up and everything. 3X Frontline Gaming terrain tables just came in. Do you know the 3X Frontline?
I do not.
Okay, but obviously more terrain as well.
Wait, did you say Frontline Gaming?
Yes.
Okay, so Frontline Gaming are the people who made the Fat Mats. They're a game store that out of somewhere in the Midwest. I think they're the ones who put on the Las Vegas Open.
Oh, okay.
I think it's the LVO that they put on. Anyway, they have this terrain package that they sell now out of their store.
And also Black Sheep Industry terrain tables have been received as well. And they do the Infinity, which is more Star Wars oriented.
Well, it's not really Star Wars, but it's futuristic Earth.
Okay, so that's what's going on right now for the CTC. And don't forget, all of us will be there for CTC doing interviews, all day streaming. Devin was going to be doing Star Wars.
Right. So the plan is, I think at 11 o'clock on Friday, I'm going to be running the beginner game for Star Wars Edge of the Empire. 11 o'clock on Saturday, I'll be running the beginner game for Age of Rebellion. The 11 o'clock on Sunday, I'll be running the beginner game for Force and Destiny.
Yeah.
again on Friday at 7 p.m. I will be running a full 3-hour campaign
Yes.
using the Edge of the Empire system with pre-made
Pre-generated.
characters. And then on Saturday, much like we did tonight, there's going to be a trivia challenge. So the Saturday trivia challenge, I'm not quite sure about the times. I think it starts at 8 p.m. And will run at least until midnight, or until people stop being interested in answering trivia questions. We're going to have a setup kind of like what we had today, where there's going to be 4 buzzers, 4 chairs, 4 contestants come up. We're going to do 5 rounds of questions, and at the end of 5 rounds, the winner will receive a prize, and then will be replaced by the next round of players. And we'll do that for the
As long as it
full
goes.
3 hours, or even longer if people want to keep playing.
Yeah.
We're going to have a ton of swag to give away, so this is all going to be either out of the basement swag, or it's going to be CTC swag,
Or Extreme Tabletop.
or Extreme Tabletop swag.
Yeah. So don't forget.
Tons of prizes though.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff.
All of us are going to be there, including Patrick, for the whole day, May 3rd to May 5th.
Yep. Dwayne's going to be joining us in some capacity. We're not quite sure what yet. Either wandering around interviewing people
Or
on
doing
the floor,
the live stream,
or being part of the live stream while I'm off doing the Star Wars games.
or I'm too drunk to
Or
continue.
Pat's, yeah.
Okay, that got off there.
Exactly.
All right. So thank you for joining us for another episode. This is a super long episode. We're running
Yes.
well
Oh,
over
boy.
3 hours.
And thank you for the live one.
Yep. Thanks for joining us on the
Anyone
live
watching?
feed.
Thank you, everyone.
And we will see you next time.
Cutting it out.
You're supposed to be ready. As soon as I do this motion, the live feed should end.
Yeah.
Why hasn't it ended? Why is this
Because
still
it's
running?
fun watching you do
What is
that.
wrong with you?
It's fun watching you do
Kill
that.
it!
Jeez, professional, not.